Alright, hello, internets, to a lovely one-shot. I am your lovely DM Pie Guy, and this is a lovely little game called Crash Landing with 5 lovely little peoples. Let's start introducing people, starting from here.
Hi, I'm Pepper. I am playing Jilgrith, the tiefling straight out of hell. And, what am I? Warlock, Bard, those things. Yes, that's me.
Lovely. Now this person.
Good evening, I am Abunacat. I will be playing Casimir, a Way of the Long Death monk Dampier, who in his now, 12 games has yet to actually climb along the wall or ceiling.
Good for you. You.
I am playing a level 9 wildfire druid named Senkin.
Other person.
I am playing Carrick Nilo, High Elf, Wizard, Possible Alcoholic.
Duden.
Psychopants is playing Duden Dustbuckle, Twilight Domain Cleric.
Lovely. Now place yourselves in the guild wherever you are.
Alright. I was gonna say someone's gonna take the dessert table. If no one else was, I was going to.
That was funny. That was funny.
Well, there's plenty of room.
There is plenty of room. We eat a lot of desserts here.
Well,
So many desserts.
to start everything off, as you all are in the guild early morning, you do all notice that there's quite the crowd in this guild hall today. A lot of folks are currently crowding around the job board, seemingly reading something. And we will start with that same process. Jilgrith, what are you doing seeing the crowd surrounded the guild board?
Jilgrith, the first thing she always does when she comes in here is she just goes and stands in the fireplace. And if her clothes catch on fire, that's fine. She just steps out and kind of, makes sure nothing else catches on fire. But so she ignores the crowd at the moment. She's busy trying to get warm.
Wonderful. Casimir.
Cass would probably be... He would be enjoying his small glass of wine as per usual, and just observing the board to see who is up there. Does it seem like it's some of the newer members of the guild, some of the older members, people around his level, or his rank?
Give me a perception.
Wow.
You can't notice anyone particular. It looks like, considering the Dungeon Delvers Guild is also part tavern, it just seems to be a bunch of tavern goers who are very interested in what the posting has to say. And you can hear some murmurs, but with a natural one, you can't hear much. There's no big adventurers currently around the guild. It seems that you guys have been the first to enter the guild in this early morning.
He would probably then wait for the normal excitement, not wanting to be around the commoners as much, to wait until the board becomes less busy before he go and look. He just want to push his way through.
Sankin.
Just hanging out, playing with the fire, practicing some new spell stuff, and just keeping an ear and an eye out.
Okay, you can give me a perception check, and I know you have 50 million passive perception, but I still want to ask for a perception check.
It's actually only 28, but
50 million.
there you go.
Same thing. You keeping an ear out, an eye out. It's still, normal everyday people kind of surrounding the board. No, familiar faces, at the board, that is. You may have been in games with these other people before, I don't remember. But you do hear a few murmurs. Some of the people, you catch hearing them saying, You hear a little bit about some gold, a high gold payment. You hear something about an airship. But the one thing that specifically catches your ears is you hear the word Forktown a few times.
Okay. I will just kind of turn and stay in my seat, but kind of just turn and keep an eye on it and see if anybody else gravitates towards it.
Okay, Carrick.
Carrick would just be asking Rusty, what does he have today?
Oh, Rusty's always got Rusty's hard lemonade. The good
how
stuff.
much for 5?
I don't remember the price I said, but I'm gonna say 5 gold. So 5 gold for a
all of
bottle. It's the good stuff, man. So for 5 bottles, 25.
I'll buy it.
I didn't have to do math on my fingers. Not at all.
I
And
always
also,
do mouth on my fingers.
if that's cool, I'd also be telling Rusty, that Much is around back. If possible, he's here to collect some of their Dwarven ale and other alcohols.
Rusty would tell you that he has the barrels all prepared.
Cool.
Does Rusty know that the Nilos have started a competing tavern up in Zedretta?
Rusty's actively supporting him.
Ooh,
Is it
okay.
competing if it's all the way in Zendrata?
Yeah, Rusty's giving him barrels. It's friendly. It's a friendly competition. You know, you got to support the competition to be able to sell yourself.
And if you provide your own homemade Rusty's Hard Lemonade to get that sold in Zendretta, people are going to come to the OG establishment to get it from
exactly.
you.
Okay.
I mean, plus, to be fair, I do have 19 barrels of Dwarven ale stored here.
So you better be promoting
Yeah,
Rusty.
he will be.
Duden, what are you doing noticing the crowd as you're at the dessert table, which has, let's see, I'm going to roll a d10. 5 and up, it's sweets. 5 below 5, it's savories. It's a bunch of sweets. I know some people say there's pies, but, you know, today's candy day. It's candy.
Are there Cadbury cream eggs?
There is.
Oh, yes.
I can never find those.
You know,
sad.
used to be able to, like, the day after Easter, but my partner went looking all over the place for me after Easter and couldn't find a damn thing. Sorry, it was important to talk about. Please, carry
Duden,
on.
you better be eating a Cadbury cream egg at that table.
So Duden will be indulging, we'll say, how about a Cadbury owlbear egg?
There you go. There you go.
I don't know how else to make it.
It's
RPG
the size of an ostrich egg.
Yeah, one of those.
Cadbury is a very popular
Cadbury-
Cadbury is canon.
Yeah. Anywho, Dune has also a high perception at 18. If you want me to roll for that.
Well, what would you want to roll for? You do see the crowd. Are you trying to listen in?
Yeah, I'm indulging in this ostrich egg of chocolate and diabetes, and or I guess we don't have diabetes in this world.
Well, I mean, you know,
chocolate and some nuisance all over here.
as long as you're walking around with cure disease.
That's true. No, he'll be hanging out at the table, just stuffing his face because
yeah.
he already had his second dinner.
Then roll me a perception. You hear the same things that Sankin heard. You hear talks about a high money payout. Some important figure is asking for assistance. You hear something about an airship and talk of one of the nearby towns, or what used to be a town is now ruined. What used to be the old Forktown.
Ooh, exciting. Duden will walk up with said egg, chocolate egg, and inquire further while ungloriously chomping away
All right.
at this.
You walk up to the quest board. You're gonna have to shove past a few people to fully see the posting and look at it better. But as you get closer, while stuffing your face with a giant chocolate egg, you do see the posting, and it reads the following. Greetings, Dungeon Delvers Guild. I have a matter of great urgency that I need taken care of. I've received reports that my transport of valuable cargo aboard a newly acquired airship has crash-landed in the ruins of what used to call Forktown. This cargo must arrive on time, and I do not have faith in my own guard any longer in handling this matter, which is why I've urgently wrote to your guild to retrieve the items and deliver them to a waiting party beyond the mountains to the north. Should you accept and deliver the goods, return to my estate when you are done, and I myself will reward you each with 1,000 gold pieces and one of many magical items I have in my collection. I ask that you hurry and complete the delivery. You will have 3 days to find yourselves beyond the mountains to drop off the cargo once it's acquired. Good luck and thank you. Signed, Sir Jasper Montgomery Sr. And Casimir, you would notice an armored dwarf waddling up with this giant chocolate egg to the quest board, kind of shoving his way through. And so would you, Sankin.
Dude, and it has been a long time, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. How are you? Sorry that this is the last egg and I'm not willing to share.
I completely understand. My tooth is not designed for sweet, more savory if in nature. I see you managed to push your way through. What's the job that everyone seems to be in a hubbub about?
Sounds like a delivery job. Someone's in need of muscled or magic-wielding harriers.
Wow.
There's an airship, and I have never been on one of those. Kind of excited.
Well,
if you're familiar with Forktown, there's something about the ruins of it.
Forktown, well, I believe that was where we found that unfortunate plague.
Oh, that's right.
So,
Good call, I had forgotten.
If it is in Forktown that we have to go, I should probably grab my thicker gloves. Were you looking to set out on it? I wouldn't mind accompanying you. Stretch my legs, and I've always wanted to go back to Forktown and see what it looks like after everyone left.
Yeah, well, admittedly, I'm just here for the airship. I've never been on one. This is exciting. I'll do whatever's needed.
Would you allow me? Would you hand do you mind if I read the posting real quick?
Oh, absolutely.
And I would read over it. I'm not sure that this is going to be an airship you can ride on, seeing as it says it crashed.
I've never seen an airship. I want to see this airship.
Well,
I'm so
far be it
excited.
for me to stop you for the reason that you want to see one. But yes, I'd be more than happy to accompany you.
Perhaps the chocolate has gone to my eyes.
Well, it would not be hard because your eyes are a bit lower than everyone else.
This is true. I take no offense. This is.
Did you say Spoonville? Or Forktown? The cutlery places?
Yes, Senkin, and greetings to you.
Oh, hey. Well, if you're looking to go there, I haven't been there since, we defended it and we waterboarded a person. So, I think I'd like to come.
The more the merrier.
Excellent. I hope it's more than just the three of us, though, because, I don't want to get beaten up too much.
I think that we could definitely get at least Carrick here to join us.
Oh,
He
hey,
and I
Carrick.
have been on a few adventures together.
See, it's a damaged airship, correct?
It's not so much the airship; it's more the cargo. I think needs collected.
Depending on how damaged, I might be able to mend it.
I don't. It says here we only have a few days to transport it, and knowing how big an airship is, it would require probably a bit more mending than than we have the ability to do. Would be my guess. I'm no expert on them. I've seen a few in my travels, but that's about it.
Yeah, I don't think I could fix it either. So, you know.
Well, not with that attitude, guys. We can do it.
I mean, I could burn it. I could set it on fire if you want to do it that way. Burn it to the ground
It might float a bit.
for a few seconds.
Gilgrith
Managed. Sorry.
Gilgrith just sidles up to Sankin and says, "What are we setting on fire?"
I'm moving over here. That's a lot of personal space invasion.
Oh, well, but you're so warm.
I know. I already have one small person that doesn't leave me alone. Yeah, I have one friend that invades my privacy all the
I'm
time.
not a small person.
No, but she also invades my personal space too much too.
Okay, fine.
Here, you want to be warmer? Hold out your hand.
Yes. Okay.
I walk over and I take 2 produce flames and I just sit them in her hand.
Oh,
And then I walk back over.
yes.
That only lasts 10 minutes, so, you know.
So good. So good. She's like moving her hands near her face and up and down her arms. Just,
I like fire, but I think she's in love with fire.
oh, so good.
You can't marry
It's
fire, by the way.
cold here. It's cold here. Okay.
It's temperature,
Anyway,
you know.
Feels quite nice, but
Gilgrith, by the way, is just absolutely like wrapped in furs and scarves and.
Oh, you think this is cold? Go to where Chip's from. The North Pole.
No, thank you.
Well, you gotta kill Santa. That's where you gotta go.
Okay, does it make it warmer if I kill Santa?
You can crawl inside of his giant body and be warm.
Ew and cool.
See, I knew I'd get your interest.
Mhm,
Anyway,
mhm, mhm, mhm.
we're gonna go on a job to Forktown, so you know.
Oh, can I come?
oh, that didn't.
Sure, I don't care. If you want
Excellent.
to. Just put like 3 feet of space between us at all times. That's my bubble. See,
Fine. What if you die? What if you die? Can I come close to you if you
if
die?
I die, y'all are screwed. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Huh.
no, that one.
Yeah, but no. If I die, my body's immediately going up in flames for a couple seconds, and then we'll be ashes.
Listen, it's fine. If you die, I can still talk to you, so it'll be fine.
That's weird. I'll cut out my tongue, and you cannot.
No, I'll still be able to.
Weird.
Can Nyla put his hand on your shoulder? I'll put my hand on my shoulder and say, "Don't worry, if you die, I can animate you." And then walk back.
He gets to touch you. Fine. I see how it is.
I don't know how I. Let's move on to a different conversation.
All the meanwhile during this conversation, you just see Duden, this dwarf in armor, shoving this chocolate egg down his mouth.
Huh. Well. Okay then. I think we have just a fine group. Okay. Is there any more of those eggs, by the way?
Duden will let out like that really wet, nasty burp.
Oh.
No, that was the last one. Sorry.
That's fine. All right.
What makes you belch?
Well, I guess we can go. Unless you guys have stuff you need to. Oh no! Kicked out of my game by accident. Unless you guys have stuff you need to do.
How far away is this?
I can show you.
The
as
world.
I move to the world map.
Yes.
You guys are in Virton City, and you're going to the ruined town.
That's not bad.
And then, do we know where the delivery point is?
You were told somewhere beyond the mountains. Or that's what the posting says, and it says you need to gather the lost gear or the lost delivery and bring it to just beyond the mountains.
Question. Do I know of any other place beyond the mountains?
Roll me a history.
I'm gonna assume that I know the North Pole is beyond the mountains.
The
Yeah,
North Pole somewhere.
I'm gonna message you something and just to see.
I mean,
Okay.
that's all I want to know about, like, history of what's north
The
of the mountains.
North Pole.
I just assumed the North Pole was past
The
there.
North Pole is actually really deceptive. It's actually in the jungle.
Oh, damn.
Oh man,
It's
they
actually
got you good.
What?
it's actually in Chult.
Oh,
Yes.
The
No,
North
say-
Pole is
I'm
south.
ready. Let's go.
Santa. You thought Rudolph was a reindeer? He's a T-Rex.
Let's
Oh,
go.
snap. I have respect for him now.
You said we're going to the ruined town, correct?
Yes.
If possible, can the party catch a ride with the alcohol cart to help speed up
You
the
absolutely
process?
could. Before you guys hop on the alcohol cart, is there anything you would wish to purchase from any stores? Any potions?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I have all the. I have enough stuff right now. I think potions wise and stuff like that. So.
I'm ready to go. Well, now I'm ready to go.
I'm good.
Jilgreth?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, wait.
Guys, oh.
I rethought it.
Ugh.
I'm gonna change the music
Rather
anyways.
than try to be the gotcha player, like, ooh, I've got a solution. I'll click on it so we can read it. So Lehman's secret chest. It says that I have this as a racial, which is really cool.
What race has that? That's
So I need the mark of warding dwarf.
Oh.
Ooh.
Whoa. That's
So-
wild.
Yes, I'm an exotic creature.
Ooh.
And so you need a replica chest. So if I have multiple replica chests, could I cast this multiple times on the other chests and have multiple chests?
If you find multiple exquisite chests, I'd allow it because it doesn't consume the chest. So I'd wager you can use the same chest and get that same contents. You can basically have your own storage.
Yeah, that was kind of the goal.
You can make your own, like, yeah, you can make your own, yeah. You can have multiple chests like a Minecraft basement.
It's like a storage center.
It's
Yeah.
basically an ender chest for Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So rather than make this bleed on, I should have thought about this before we started. I apologize. I'd just like to find. I already have one pair of a regular chest in its replica. I'd like to see if I could find another before we go.
Sure. As you go
So-
through Virton, oh,
A little further down, it does say this effect ends if you cast the spell again.
Oh, how dare you read it? Damn it!
I'm sorry.
I'm going to
also-
I don't
say,
know why.
I'm gonna
But no,
say-
like, I got it.
I'm
Figure it out, guys.
gonna say, obviously it won't work in other DMs games, but I'll let you have an endless amount of chests in my games.
Nice.
Cool. Okay. I gotta make a note here.
So in Pie's games, I'll allow it because that's funny.
It's like your chests are in Pie's pocket dimension now.
Mhm.
No, all right. I'll take it.
They're in my real life pocket. Roll me a D100. If you get above 50, I'll say someone is selling a chest and its tiny replica.
Oh,
Well, that's no one is selling a chest and a tiny replica of the chest.
all right. Till next time.
Till next time.
All right,
So-
guys. I'm out. Night. No.
So you guys hop on to Carrick's alcohol cart to head to the ruined town. Let me copy and paste everyone. Eventually, a little ways towards the town, you do have to hop off as, the cart goes its own way. But you do find yourselves, as I shrink you all down to the appropriate map size. 1 second.
So on the way there, Jilgrith has enough time to sing you all 5 different songs about her patron Fiona. I'm sure you've all heard of Fiona, right?
Yes, I just heard 5 songs about her.
Yeah, so now you know at least a little tiny bit about how cool she is.
Roll me 5 different performance checks.
Here's the thing. I will, but Jilgrith has a terrible singing voice.
Wonderful.
Oh.
Okay, not bad. Okay, kind of horrible. That's pretty good. That's all right. Hey.
Okay, so here's the thing. With the good ones, she's reciting parts of her epic poem that she is composing about Fiona.
So, first one, pretty good song. Second one, it's like it's like nails on a chalkboard. Everything else, pretty all right. And eventually, you all hop off and you find yourselves looking at this sight.
Oh gosh. Huh.
You see the ruins of a airship have crashed into some of the abandoned houses of Forktown, and you can see some ghouly creatures devouring some armored folks.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
Is there anything else in Forktown? Does it look worse than when Cass was last here?
It looked about the same, except now there's a giant airship that has crashed into the middle of it. So picture this as, you guys remember the people who were in that game. You remember this? You remember the courtyard where you buried some of the bodies?
Yes.
This is the courtyard, and there's now an airship crashed in it.
Okay.
But about the same. Town looks abandoned. There's dust everywhere. It's crappy state.
And do the ghoulish people look like they are infected?
Give me a medicine check as you all are approaching.
Do I have advantage because I know exactly what I'm looking for? Or
yes. 23. They do not look infected. They do, however, they don't look infected. Your knowledge of ghouls, they probably smelled the infection of the town, and with recent bodies showing up, they were quick to appear.
Okay.
So before we go in, I need to just sit down for a minute. I need to have a little chat with one of the victims that Fiona has killed over her long rule. And let me just see what they have to tell me. Let's see. Ah, yes. You know, there was a demon, I should say, a while back who was one of Fiona's very best friends. And they were like inseparable. Fiona really helped her. She actually looked prettier because she was with Fiona. You know how that usually isn't the way, like sometimes when you're with a really pretty person, you look worse by comparison. In this case, she looked great until one time she said that she was prettier than him. And, you know, Fiona had to kill her. And let me see. I'm going to go ahead and target. Oh, I'm not gonna target Sankin because he wouldn't let me stand next to him.
I ran away.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So this is gonna be for let's go with the C's, Cass and Carrick. Each of you get temporary hit points. Let's see. Bardic Inspiration and my Charisma modifier. So let me just roll real quick. Where's my Bardic at right now? D6, I think. Should be D6, right?
Yeah, I think at level 5 it's D6.
Okay.
Yeah, because you rolled a 6 for your
Right.
the other thing.
Oh, you're doing the spirit tales?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you get hit points. You get 8 temporary hit points, both of you.
Ooh.
All right. And while Sankin is stealthing his way up to this tree, what's going on over here? As Jogreth finishes her tale.
Could I offer everybody a shot of mystery alcohol?
Get drunk and then fight.
Yeah. Yes, please.
This is very important. I need to know who wants to drink it.
What time of day is it?
It's
You're
like
a dwarf. It doesn't matter.
that's a good point. It's like it's like 3:00.
Okay, so it's nighttime. All right, yeah, I'll take a drink.
Okay then, so that is
Does Cass recognize this liquid?
You have some on you.
probably.
That's what I would. Okay, yeah. Cass is gonna pass, and I'm also gonna try to stealth and move up here.
Sure, roll me a stealth.
Jogreth makes grabby hands.
Mr. DM,
Yes, sir.
if you don't mind me asking, can I have those who said they would drink it? Can they please roll a D100?
So that is Jogreth and Duden.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow, that's really low on a D100. But I
Low.
like it.
Good, right? Like golf.
Guess.
Okay, I'll need a minute to count these. I'm just
I was
gonna
gonna say,
shitting here.
Where
These
did
things
that-
know-
I'm
that's
also
it.
casting mage armor.
No, none of the ghouls have noticed you.
Okay, can I then use one of my wild shapes and bring out little Fred?
Little Frederick?
Little Frederico. Little Fred. Fred's coming up today.
Frederico. Let me shrink him.
What is Fred? What is
Dude.
Fred?
Fred is my wildfire spirit,
Ooh,
my companion, who has more hit points than a lot of people.
nice.
He has 50 hit points
He definitely has more than Jogreth.
and an
So-
AC of 13.
Duden drinks the mystery liquid and detect evil and other spells that classify creatures consider you to be a fae.
Oh, interesting.
What's Jogreth? What's a 33? Oh no.
Give me 1 second.
Oh no.
The cackling pleases me.
If this is
It's not.
no, are you sure?
Music boxes will start playing by themselves whenever you get within 10 feet of one. Alright.
Like,
well,
is this forever?
For a day.
Well,
Oh, yes.
there's
We gotta
currently
go find some.
there's currently no effect, so you drink the alcohol and nothing happens.
Do I even get a little buzz?
What's your con modifier?
My con modifier is 2.
I'm gonna say no.
This is crap.
You want to take
You're gonna
another
be
shot?
selling this? Yes, I want to take another shot.
DM, would it be acceptable for her to roll another D100 then?
Sure. I'm gonna do something real quick.
Chaos.
You've played with me before, Alex. You knew this was gonna happen. Oh, damn.
Shoot.
Okay, then let me just go to the bottom, count 2 away.
What skill is perception?
Wisdom.
Okay. As you guys are all talking about drinking alcohol, Cass, you see these 2 ghouls right ahead of you behind this little rock path. Both turn and see the 3 of them just dicking around and begin climbing their way over this wall.
Saying that Cass would Cass is basically like circling around the tree, waiting for one to get close enough for him to jump out and attack them.
Okay, because you guys are drinking your alcohol and you see 2 ghouls making their way towards you. Sankin, you see this as well. They're walking down.
All right, with that, Cass would pop out to attack them.
Okay. We can roll some initiative, and I'll say you get a surprise attack on one of them.
Okay.
Can I? It's too far. Could I have frostbite one of them since it's 60 feet away? As I see them, but they don't see me because it's a save. It's not necessarily an attack.
I'll allow it.
Okay,
And
I'm gonna do it on. I'm gonna do it on this guy though.
Some
This guy right here.
initiative.
So it's gonna be 17 con save for this first guy.
What gives you advantage, Duden?
I can give it to myself via class or someone else, but I'm selfish. I always choose myself.
That is
Yeah, it's a
fair.
class feature. It's so
Why
silly.
does my
It's not,
initiative say 9.12?
Because it automatically puts in the tiebreaker. That's all.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let me
Roll
for the
20.
ghouls.
What the fuck?
I just want to make sure that wasn't one of those things where it specifically had to happen at nighttime.
Oh no,
Because I
Good
know
call.
some of those things happen with Twilight Cleric.
that's right. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll for all of them because why not? You guys are making sounds.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make sounds
And
here.
You're living targets, and that's better than a dead target.
Honestly, I was
We are spicy.
kind of yelling.
All right, so con save from one of the ghouls.
For this guy, yeah. DC 17.
What?
Con. DC 17.
Flammo.
Okay.
Oh shoot.
He passes it, so he gets a little frosty, but not enough to impede him with anything, and yeah.
Okay, and Casimir, you can get a surprise attack against this one.
Is that an advantage or just no?
Advantage. He wasn't expecting you.
Oh. 27.
Yes.
Jesus.
I am also going to need a con 18
Okay.
saving throw, por favor, as it takes 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Con. 16.
It's stunned.
No, it's not. Stunned.
1 second.
Go ahead and drop that down. So yeah, it is stunned until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Carrick, their dex modifier is +2.
Cool.
What is yours?
+3.
Okay, so you are first. And it's your turn.
I'm gonna turn around, say you disrupted my fun, and blast him in the face if I can.
Okay. That hits.
You have advantage,
Oh wait, I
remember?
took out my wand.
Why does he have advantage?
Is he shooting the stunned one?
No, this one.
Yeah, the
Ow.
other one.
Oh,
Ow.
okay.
I figured that
this-
one's stunned. I'd help you out with this.
Hey, nice.
All right, that does impact and deals a solid chunk of damage. Some of the dead flesh on this ghoul is now charred. Any movement?
Actually, yes.
Alright.
It's gonna be a race to the back.
These ghouls hear sounds, and they are going to begin moving. 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This one doesn't see you, Sankin, but he is moving to the other group. 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This ghoul is stunned. Sankin.
Okay. I'm going to try a little thing here, because I just want to see what this would look like if I did it with a square on him. Alright, so right there... Yeah, so right there where I have Fred right now, I'm just using him for like token, so you can... Here, I'll make a different color so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So like that square right there, I am going to make all the weeds and the vines sprout from the ground, and I need them all to make a DC 17 strength saving throw.
Okay. strength from those two.
All right. So, that whole area is difficult terrain for a
One
minute.
in the back is restrained.
Cool. I'm gonna move Fred back to where I am. So if you want to put a token there for that square, just because that's all difficult terrain for a minute.
Keep him there for a hot sec.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna use. What are we gonna use? I'm gonna use the Gushra
Okay.
to
Oh,
represent the square.
Yes, and
What's the radius?
It is 20-foot square.
20-foot square.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's a circle. That's not what I wanted. Square, please.
There you go.
And
Cool.
you can now move Fred.
All right, cool. So that is all difficult terrain, and that one guy is restrained, and he can use his action to make a strength check to try and bust out of it. But that whole thing is difficult terrain, so twice as much movement to get through it. And then Fred's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20. Let's see how far this guy is. 35. I think his thing only goes 30 feet, so I might just have to move it. Oh no, it's 60 feet. Shit, he doesn't even have to move. But that's fine. I'm gonna throw a flame seed at this guy that's in the restraint. This guy right here.
Okay.
Flame seed.
That
18 to hit?
hits.
All right, so it's 1d6 plus 4. For 8 fire damage to this ghoul.
Alrighty.
Fall.
You'll be
and-
looking kind of charred.
And that is our turn.
Okay. I almost said Sankin again. Casimir.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start punching this one for a bit, and then at some point I'm gonna switch to punching this one for a bit.
I didn't realize you were from New York.
Sure. So first 2 attacks against the Sun Boy are at advantage. So that is a 16 and a 27.
16 and 27 hit.
All right, so it takes 10 and 12.
He is dead.
Cool. And I'm gonna burn a key point. Wait a second. Sorry, let me see here. Because I just need to see what this. How much do I get? Oh, cool. Okay, so thank you very much for those temporary hit points. But I get 13 from killing him, so I'm gonna take my extra 5, and I'm gonna make a flurry blow strike against him. So second 2 attacks, not an advantage. A 15
Hits
and a 21
hits,
for 7 and 11.
and he's dead.
Cool.
Bonk bonk.
And so do I notice the growth become?
Yeah, basically vines and weeds and thorns just grow out of the ground and make it. It's basically like a big old thorn patch. I really like.
Yeah, it's
Ankle
not like
shit.
spike growth where
Yeah.
no one notices it.
Yeah, it's very obvious.
Okay, cool. Then I am, however, I'm gonna just back up a couple, so way it takes them longer. Back up to there, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, this ghoul is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 5, 10, 15. He does step in here,
So that would just be 10 feet basically to get through one square.
and then ends his turn there.
Cool. Hey man, even if it didn't restrain either of them, which it did, they're stuck in some difficult terrain.
And it is now Duden.
First.
All right. Well, seeing all this go down, I probably couldn't see that guy because of the tree, but I'm sure I can see this guy.
Yes, you can see this one and the one behind him.
All right. So I'm going to use my crossbow. Fancy smancy crossbow. I'm going to take a shot at that dude.
That hits for some radiant
so-
damage too.
Yeah, I modified a bunch of things, but it's Blessed Strikes at level 8. I get to add 1d8 radiant damage to my
Oh.
cantrips and weapon attacks.
Well, he's not looking good. He's looking almost dead. Deader than he already is.
All right, and then so I'll shoot him one more time. Wait. Hold on. I just had a panic attack. That's not funny to make fun of. Sorry. I don't get a second attack, do I?
No, that's why you get the extra D8 and then extra 2D8 later with clerics.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah, that's it. I don't have. Yep. That's my turn.
Alright. Any movement or?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I will. I'll make my way up to the bridge.
All right.
I will side by side.
Alrighty. Jilgreth.
So Jilgreth kind of wants to show off just a little bit because, these seem to be very seasoned adventurers. So she is going to go ahead and check the range on Hex. Okay, 90 feet. So just double checking. Whoop, sorry, didn't mean to draw.
Oh, that's
85.
check, not saving throw later, just so you know. For
So
that.
she's gonna go ahead and hex this one here.
Alrighty.
Yell something obscene and infernal at it.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do an agonizing Eldritch blast.
Alright.
Let me just see for funsies if
You're level 7. You get 2 of them.
yeah, I want to see if D&D Beyond is behaving for me and sending stuff to.
As long as you don't have your dice roll. Oh, there you go. Look at that 12.
I've
if you're
been
shooting the
having.
if
You
you're
don't
shooting
know
that
the
back
trouble
guy-
I've been. You don't know the trouble I've been going through today, Alex. But
You have advantage on that back guy because he's restrained.
Ooh,
Mhm.
let's go ahead and take the advantage. See what
Yep.
happens.
Until he breaks out of that restraint, you have advantage.
Come on.
Yeah, Alex does make a good point. D&D Beyond accidentally turn on dice rolling, because if dice rolling's on, I don't think it goes to roll 20.
Actually, I've had it work, but these are not the problems that I'm having today. So. Okay.
Well, on the bright side, a 12 still hits.
So, yeah, we'll take the 12 for the first one. And is that adding my... No, it's not. Okay, so that first one is actually 11 with the agonizing part.
It is adding it in. It has
Did it?
1d10 plus 4. Yeah, you rolled a 3 plus 4.
Oh, there it is.
And if
Okay.
you could roll your hex damage...
Yas, I will roll my hex damage.
He might not live to make a check, which would be funny.
Let's find out.
2.
2. And then your second Eldritch Blast.
Yes. Shall do it. Oh, on D&D Beyond.
With advantage. Well, either way, it misses.
Oh, well.
Which skill did you hex him to have disadvantage on checks against?
I kind of think maybe con.
Okay. You staying where you are? You moving?
Oh, I'm staying where I am, yes.
Alrighty, then this ghoul is gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He locks eyes with you, Sankin.
Rude.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Rude.
Carrick.
Well, seeing how well the party's doing, Carrick is going to step out. 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm going to blast him, hopefully, with a firebolt.
Which one?
My apologies, this one.
Okay, go for it.
That would be advantage, correct?
He is not restrained.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, it's just advantage on this back guy.
Then can I fire at the back guy?
You can.
And that would be advantage then, correct?
Yes, sir. That hits. 11 fire. He is looking very rough.
Cool. That's it.
Okay, well, this ghoul in the back, who's currently restrained.
It's a strength check against a DC 17.
Alright, and that's his action.
Yep. Or he can try and do stuff, it's just at disadvantage if he wants to try and attack. He just like can't move or anything, he's just...
Got it.
Yeah.
Should have picked strength, sorry.
Nah, you're fine.
Kablooey. 12.
Nope, he is still
So
restrained.
he's trying desperately to break out of this entanglement, but he can't. This other one, it is half movement to...
Yeah,
go
basically
through
it's twice as much to get through. It's like 5 feet is 10 feet.
Alright, so 10, 20, 30. I believe that's how a weapon of warning works, but you see all the current enemies. Nothing going
Yeah.
off. And
Yeah.
then he's gonna dash, so 10, and then he's gonna get right up to Casimir.
Perfect.
Sank
I
him.
love it when I don't have to move.
Alright, so I see this guy in front of me still. He's 40 feet away. Great. I am going to say he's 40 feet away. Is that what I said? Whoops. Oh, he's 40 feet. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and have him do a Constitution saving throw against Frostbite, DC 17.
Okay. Boom.
So he now has disadvantage on the next weapon attack it makes before the end of its turn, and it takes 8 cold damage. And then I am going to have Senor Fred throw a flame seed at him for
That
14
hits.
for 8 fire damage.
Fire and ice combo.
Right, and then Fred is... I'm going to have Fred fly 30 feet up in the air, so I'm going to put a 3 right there. And then I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20 feet there. And then I'm just going to go 25, 30. So I'm a full action dash away from this guy.
Okay.
And yeah, then I just maintain concentration on the entangle, so that dude up there is still having a hard time, and the Gushra makes gooseneck vines come out of the ground. So,
And for the purposes of ruined Forktown, this river is a dried up riverbank. There is not actually water.
cool. That is my turn, and I look over to the party, and I'm just like, they're fine. I'm over here, solo and dudes making vines grow. We're
Casimir.
cool.
Okay. I'm gonna go punchy on the guy in front of me,
Makes sense.
and if I kill him, I'm gonna punchy the guy up there. So attack number 1
That'll kill him.
for 7.
He had 3.
Cool. So
No. Ghoul.
Ha! 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I use half my movement to go up, and 12
That hits just.
for 8.
Okay.
And we're gonna go ahead and flurry of blows.
Hit and a hit.
8 and 10.
He is dead.
Casimir out here soloing this ghoul troop.
Not the hardiest of creatures.
No.
Nope. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah, that's really funny. Duden.
Back to where I started, pretty much.
All right. Duden's gonna run. Oh, stubby legs. Curse to you. I'll get to there, and then I'll attack this guy. The same thing. The
All right.
crossbow. Gotta break in the new weapon.
That unfortunately misses. Strikes the wooden banister of the airship. And oh hey, you now see the airship. You see the airship that you wanted to see. It's in horrible shape. But you see an airship.
I'm so excited.
That's why
my
you
excitement
missed.
got the best of me. Yeah, I was just like, oh my, there it is. Yeah. Oh well.
Alright. Jogreth.
Real quick,
Okay.
how are you doing radiant damage with your crossbow?
It's the level 8 cleric feature of Divine Strike. You just get to add 1d8 to weapon attacks.
That is
So
awesome.
he just
Cool,
put it
okay.
in there. Infused
No,
it.
that's really cool. Sorry, I wanted to ask that earlier.
Alright, what's Jogreth doing?
Hang on a second. I am casting Toll the Dead
On whom?
on this one here.
Okay. Let me give you a wisdom save. Boom! He's dead.
Yay! That's me.
Well, it wasn't that ghoul's turn. It is this ghoul's turn, who's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and end his turn. Carrick.
I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'm gonna go blasting.
Alright, and I started blasting.
Oh, I was tempted for fireball for a second.
Aw.
That hits.
You do what you need to do, my man.
And Sankin, for a second there is a slobbering, disgusting ghoul in front of you, and now it's a charred husk of its former self. And that is
Gross.
combat.
But thanks. I'm gonna drop concentration on my vines.
Ooh, airship.
Indeed.
It's a good job finding a website.
What?
Indeed.com helps you find
Oh
jobs.
my god, I thought you meant airship.
It could be.
Well,
It flies you into the job market directly.
just out of
You
curiosity,
make a
while we're
very
walking
grand.
Hmm.
up, sorry.
What's
While
up,
we're
Carrick?
walking up,
Mhm.
I'm gonna offer him a drink.
I actually don't drink, but thank you.
Got it. If you don't mind, can I do like an investigation?
Yeah, if you guys want to investigate the airship, let me know where you're investigating. Let me know what you're going up to.
Let's open these boxes.
To start, Cass would like to investigate the ghoul bodies and see if they are showing any signs of infection from what wiped out Forktown,
so
since they've been eating the bodies.
You're looking for the ghouls. Jogreth, you're checking these boxes. What's Duden investigating? Just the
I'm-
airship in general?
Yeah, I just want to touch the airship. Like, oh, this is so cool.
like
You know.
Finding Nemo, touch the butt.
Yeah, yeah. But honestly, Duden's so curious about this wing in the bottom left. He wants to go inspect that.
Alright, you can do that. Sankin, what are you checking out?
I kind of just want to keep an eye out for the cargo that we're supposed to find and deliver.
Okay, Carrick, what are you looking for?
I'm investigating here just for anything of interest.
Alright, so we're gonna go in order. Casimir, roll me a medicine check with advantage. 24. These ghouls do not seem to have been a part of any infection or sort. There are no identifiable pustules or bubbles or anything on their corpses. They seem to have been, as I said earlier, drawn to the death and decay from the town previously, but also because the newly crashed airship and the bodies that it brought with.
Okay, and so it seems like the plague or whatever you want to call the thing that hit the town has dissipated.
Yes and no. The town is very much still in that. This town was once, like this town. This is like a town out of The Last of Us. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
if you turn a corner, you might find a clicker. But
like I know when we went to help them or tried to help them, there was like this yellow viney pustulness floating all over the town that seems to have like dried up and disappeared.
yes, you can actually see the acidic burn marks where this slime left behind.
Okay. Cass would then come and help actually investigate the actual airship.
All right, Jilgreth, you open a box.
I broke my nails trying to open the box.
Yeah, you broke your nails. You got the box open, but you're too busy with your broken nails that you don't notice anything in the box. Duden, give me investigation.
Oh, I'm gonna give myself guidance. If that's all right.
Yes.
And there's no box to check for guidance. All right.
Dude, this is a marvelous airship wing. It's fine craftsmanship. It's dwarven made, even. So it's kind of sad to see this crashed.
Tragedy. All those finely woven dwarven beard hairs for this linen wing.
Only from the women, though.
But it's very marvelous. It is very marvelous to behold. But it's you shed that one dwarven manly tear at the side of this beautiful craftsmanship laying here on the ground, no longer in use.
All right. I'm gonna. I want to big. Obviously, because it's broken, we can't fix it. I want to cut out probably like 6 square feet of textile from it. Just fold it up. Keep it.
You can indeed do so. And while you're doing that and all that, Sankin, what were you looking out for?
Trying to find the cargo that we're supposed to deliver to Northwood Mountain.
All right.
The job.
Give me
an
investigation. 16. At a quick glance and looking through, you don't see any cargo. However, you do see this figure right here, who has seemed to have been flung to this this bit of airship. Does seem to be all the bodies are wearing armor, pretty royal and nice armor, now dirtied, but this one here seems to have been a captain of sorts. And as you begin looking through them, you do find a ledger detailing the cargo. Some certain like wines, fancy clothing, paintings and jewelry. One of the things that does catch your eye, though, is on the ledger is 5. Let me get my number right. Is it 5? Hold on a second. I need to look at something. 4 bejeweled and jeweled dragon eggs of different colors.
Interesting.
But no signs of the cargo.
Is there any signs of like tracks leading away from the crash ship going the opposite direction of where we came or anything like that?
If you begin investigating a bit more beyond the airship with the 16, I will say you do find some faint drag marks heading this way, and then suddenly the drag marks disappear.
Interesting.
And Carrick, as you're investigating, you can give me an investigation check as well. 11. You don't really find much. You do find the same armor that the on the bodies that Sankin saw. They have a what looks to be royal insignia on their breastplate, which I haven't made up yet, but there is a royal insignia that you make out to most likely these are the guards of the guy who posted the quest. And you can see why he no longer trusts his guard to pull out this job.
Can I make one additional investigation check?
What are you looking for?
I would like to look on the outside of the ship to see what brought it down.
Okay. You may do so.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
Nothing.
nothing. Okay.
Maybe, hey, maybe it just fell.
I'm not familiar with airships.
This is definitely, this is the first airship you've seen, and, well, it ain't in the air.
Fun fact, it's actually not.
Oh. When did you see another
I'm not from this area.
Hmm.
I'm also 400 years old.
Do we have to call it a land ship now?
Travel. It's a ground ship.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's run aground, that's for sure.
It's quite the skid mark it left. Do I notice Senkin going off?
Yes, you would.
I would start walking after him since it seems like he's searching for something.
What are you three doing?
Now that I have
So-
a Lee press-on nail on to fix my, busted nail, can I try again looking at the boxes?
You managed to open the box. You look in. You do see some. You do see some of the cargo. It looks to be some of some fancy-looking clothes.
Here's some of the stuff. I found it. We can take it and go now.
That's right. I'm not here for the airship anymore. I'll walk over and then I will cast the Lehman's chest.
Okay, so you put the fancy clothes into Lehman's chest.
Yeah, and how long's it? I mean, until I dismissed it. So, yeah, I'll just leave it out, and so whatever we can find.
All right.
And I'll announce it like, hey guys, I'm putting the chest out so we can gather whatever we need.
What's Carrick doing?
I'm checking. I want to see if the ship is at all salvageable, in, like some way.
Roll me a survival.
Oh no.
It's pretty busted.
Even with mending, like, if I took time.
You're gonna be here for the good part of a year.
I don't even think mending could do it because there's like a size limitation on what
Yeah.
mending can fix.
You're gonna, even if you try, you could maybe get some splinters together.
What about, like, after the mission's over? Any chance or probably not?
Probably not.
Darn.
Most likely a salvage crew is gonna come through here and repurpose everything.
Does the ship look like it has been set on fire?
You can give me an investigation
Okay.
for that one. 14. You don't see any fire, but you do see something that Casimir missed. On the side of the airship are large claw marks.
Ooh. Can I tell what kind of claw marks?
Give me a
Does it look like a dragon?
nature.
She asks meta.
Give me a nature.
Okay.
They definitely do look like dragon claw marks.
And Cass didn't tell us about the ledger, or did you?
Well, that was Sankin who found the ledger.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Did you tell us about the ledger and what?
No, I just continued following these footsteps.
Okay. So I'm like, it looks to me like a dragon wanted this ship for a snack, or maybe a toy for its children. See? Claw marks! Ta-da! She does a Vanna White in front of the claw marks.
Just to be safe, could I cast a ritual quick?
I mean, it's 10 minutes. It's not quick, but sure.
I mean, given over 10 minutes, but still.
So while you're casting the ritual, what are you two doing up here? And you kind of hear Jogreth shouting, I think it looks like a dragon.
I take that knowledge into my brain hole, and then I keep trying to find where... so these footprints that disappear, does it look like they were walking, then they may have just taken off as in like flying, or like they just stopped completely?
Not footprints, but drag marks of something dragging something heavy, and then suddenly it ends right here as if, yes, something would have taken off.
Okay, so there's like a little pile of dirt or dust from it, just kind of the remnants of what was on it. Okay.
As if a heavy box was taken and lifted upwards.
Okay, does it look like it... So I'm gonna just kind of move and clamber on top of this little stone wall just to kind of look up this direction. Does it look like it smashed through trees in any direction? Like, you know, as it's trying to be lifted up through the air, that it catch any of the branches and maybe knock some leaves or break some sticks going in a specific direction so we have like an idea of where to go?
Yeah, give me another investigation with advantage.
Double nines, baby.
It doesn't look like anything was broken. No broken trees, but as you kind of you peer through the trees and you look overhead, you do notice that you are staring directly towards the snowy mountains to the north. And that's where it looks like the drag marks were heading.
Alright. Well,
What does it look like, Sankin?
it looks like it went up towards the mountains, Casimir.
Oh, another flyer.
Can you see far? Can you see pretty far?
I can see.
Are you good at picking up on details that are further away than like the person?
Not particularly, but I can give it a shot. What am I looking for?
Kind of, because I was trying to see, and it looks like it went towards the mountains in general. I was trying to look and see if any, like, you know, when something smashes into a tree, like a bird or a big thing that's flying, and it breaks some sticks and some leaves, or when you fall out of it, it kind of leaves like an impression. I was trying to figure out if, because it looks like something was lifted, if something like flew through the trees and broke some branches or leaves or displaced some of the natural like eye line to give us a better shot of where to go, so we're not just wandering out in the middle of nature and just having a bad time. I mean, I could turn into a bird and go find it, but I don't really want to do that right now. If you can see and figure out a better direction, that's probably better for everyone.
Can I roll a
I kind of
perception
point in the
check to try
general
to,
like direction of where I think it is.
or do you want investigation?
I'll stick with investigation, but you can have advantage.
Nat 20 plus 4?
You do spy something there. You do see a few broken treetops, and as you kind of look further towards where Sankin's pointing, you do spy what looks to be a broken box and a few good dozen broken, will look to be wine bottles smashed along the forest floor.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news to Carrick, but I think some of his children might be dead on the floor up there, but there are definitely some broken treetops.
What do you mean his children? Does Carrick have a family?
Wine bottles.
Yeah. I don't think in public space you should say the bodies of someone's children are just littering the floor. That could bring about a lot of questions, Casimir.
Probably wise, but those are always the fun questions for people to ask, aren't they?
Maybe for you.
And Casimir starts walking back towards the rest of the group.
I'm going to also follow Cass with his dark sense of humor. Jesus.
Just out of curiosity, as I see Casimir, I would make him the same offer.
You have already offered it to him
Oh,
once,
yeah, I
and
forgot
he
I did,
and
yeah.
he knows what that
Yeah.
liquid is. And while he appreciated being a tree person for a day, he does not want to risk any further issues on the mission.
Could I try to persuade you? Because nothing happened to our friends after they drank it. Nothing at all.
I turned into a tree person for a day. I have first-hand knowledge as to what this can do.
Understood.
So I think we found something. I kind of point in that direction. It looks like something was carried, probably the cargo, and I found a general direction, but Cass was able to deduce the more specifics of where it looks like it went. Whatever it was that was carrying it, carrying probably a giant box of something, broke some tree branches and some treetops that direction, and I point in the general direction. And Carrick, there's a bunch of broken wine bottles out there too, so just prepare yourself for that. So
Eric would shrug. That's the average Tuesday.
all right, well, it's better than. Also, you don't call your wine bottles your children, do you?
Nope.
Okay, I look over at Casimir with a squinty look of that was uncomfortable for no reason.
You just see Cass smirking back at you, like he was watching you the whole time, waiting for your reaction.
That's just rude, sir. That's rude. Did you guys find anything back here? I wasn't really listening. I was focused on what I was doing up there, and so I heard mumblings, but I don't know what you guys were talking about. I was too far. I say that with a passive perception of 28, like I didn't hear it, but you know.
I think if there are other, like, you know, boxes and things scattered around, Gilgrith would have been very helpfully pointing out each of them to Duden. Oh, there's another one. You can get the stuff from there. There's another one over there. Oh, don't miss that one there. But she's not actually doing any of the work.
Duden will point. Oh, yeah, you're right. There's one there. Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
you're right. Another one. Yep, yeah.
Mhm.
I see it too.
Alright.
But
So we're having a not doing the work off.
we're managing or doing administrative work.
Mhm.
Is there looks to be a second story, a below deck? Is that correct? On the ship?
I muted
Okay.
myself.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
As
It's gonna
you
mention it.
go around and you kind of look below deck, it does seem like whatever was once there does look like a storage hold. Whatever was once there is now gone.
okay. I'll just mention that out loud. Like, yeah, it looks like it's been cleared out. The houses look in really good condition, but just outside of game, remind me, this is exactly where the Goo Town stuff happened?
Yes, This is the courtyard of the Goo Town. So
Okay.
these houses are not good looking.
Okay, just making sure. All right. And then, so Duden will begrudgingly start helping with some of those boxes. Like, okay, all right, well, I'll take one and start opening and see whatever contents are inside.
Most of the stuff you guys do find seem to have been the less valuable cargo, like the fancy clothing, some cutlery, the less valuable stuff.
I want to take all the forks. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, if it'll fit. I mean, it's
I don't want you to be
chest, so
kidding.
I'll start putting stuff in it, folding stuff nicely.
Okay.
No, it was more the fact that we're in Forktown, but
Well, technically, you're in the ruins.
of Forktown.
Oh, also, probably a dragon. And Gilgrith points out the claw marks.
Oh, that's probably not run into.
That is going to be unfortunate.
Hmm.
That'll be fun.
Well,
I mean, maybe I can befriend it. I can summon them after all.
that will be interesting to see.
Maybe I can steal its soul and make it mine.
I would pay to see that.
How much?
That crate over there, I would pay.
That's like a broken crate of nothing.
No. There was stuff in it.
Did you take what was in it? And leave
It's
me
in
with
there
the
now.
crate?
Half the gold if we survive this.
If I can steal a dragon's soul?
Yep.
Alright, well, if that's what it even is. But it is.
But we should probably head out, seeing as how we are on a time limit here.
Yeah. How long has
Yes,
it been since we completed our combat against the ghouls? It's been at least 10 minutes for a ritual, but how long has it?
To go through everything, I'd say you're bordering on closing to, another hour.
Okay, so can we just finish up a short rest then, and I'll have Fred disappear, and I'll regain that wild shape?
Yeah, you guys can take a short rest if you'd like.
Okay, cool. I will have Fred disappear in that meantime.
Instead of taking a short rest, can I do another ritual?
Sure.
I summon the almighty Derpy.
Okay.
Derpy the bird. It's fine.
Temporary hit. Wait, do temporary hit points stay over a short rest or no?
They say till a long rest is complete.
Score!
Or unless you replace them, or obviously lose them. Nope, they're there permanently. I can't die. I have these temporary hit points that are temporary until I rest.
Sorry, DM. That's just the way it works. I forever have 13 hit points.
Okay. While we are short resting, I shall commune with the spirits.
Spirits bards are fun. I love them. I have one that's so fun.
You know what we get?
Two.
Right now, I am speaking to a magnificent duelist who used to be Fiona's champion. He could absolutely hit anything that he wanted to, and somehow his attacks was like he was just channeling the forces of nature. He could hit someone with a weapon and they would just fly off in the opposite direction. But then he said bad things about Fiona and she killed him.
Oh.
Your power person seems very violent.
Fiona, she's one of the Lords of the Nine Hells. Surely you've heard of her.
No, I haven't. Well, actually,
Joint ruler of Phlegathos.
Question.
Hangs out with her dad and beats people.
Because I'm being hunted by one of the demon lords of the Nine Hells.
Oh, which one?
DM, have I heard of this person?
Everybody's heard of Fiona.
Just muted myself again. Who are the 7 demon lords?
Fiona is one of them. Fiona and Belial rule Phlegathos.
Let's see here.
Let's see.
Which one? Which one?
So she's the 4th. Lords of the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Mine isn't one of those lords. Mine's a different lord.
Yours is from the Abyss.
Mine is from the Abyss. Yep.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to try to put in a good word for you?
No, I don't, because
Are you
last
sure?
time anyone talked about it, they chased me down, and I summoned every creature that I had to kill it and ran away.
God, I don't even know how to spell his name for me to Google it.
Fiona has a pretty good
There
relationship
it
with
is.
most of the other lords. Mainly because she seduced a lot of them, but,
Let's see.
you know.
Coach Chi-Chi is the Prince of Wrath. His home is the Iron Wastes. He's a demon lord of frost giants. He's the patron of frost giants and rage.
Frost giants. Okay, never mind.
He's a 24-foot tall, muscular brute with hunched shoulders and stubby bowed legs.
Okay, never mind.
He's got an ugly flat face and no hair except his eyebrows, so she's probably not about him.
You know what? You'd be surprised. It's more the frost part of the equation that's the problem. They have a hard time getting together, because she's all fire and he's about the frost, and so they just.
They don't like it. Their
You'd
relationship's
think a lot of
lukewarm.
steam. You'd think a lot of steam would be good in a relationship, but not in this case.
Duden, what are you doing during the short rest?
I'm still going to be checking the boxes, getting the work done.
Okay.
Because I didn't expend anything really.
Cass is just basically laying on the ship deck, looking up.
Okay. Well, eventually
Oh,
the
you know
short
what?
rest ends.
Duden will love to. I'm going to take the mast, the wheel. I'm going to stick it in the chest.
Okay.
Those are two very different things.
Yes,
Stick
they are.
the wheel in the chest.
As soon as I
Yep.
said it, I was like,
No,
"Ah,
the
it's
wheel and the mast.
Oh.
Yeah, the chest isn't big enough for the mast. Yeah, so I will.
That's what she said.
All right. And your short rest ends. You know where you kind of have to go.
Yeah, I think we should head that way.
Well, sounds good.
Also, I
This
probably
is
should
going to
have.
involve walking.
I probably should have asked real quick. Can everyone let me know how much dark vision they have, if any, in the chat, please?
Unless I burn a spell slot, I have 0, but I use the produce flame to give me 10/10 for bright dim. So, or I mean, I guess I could technically just light a torch and get more.
Yes.
But I mean, it depends. If we're just
Screw
like
that.
walking, then I'm just hanging out. So
Well, you guys are overshadowed by Duden.
I was gonna say, yeah, Duden. I don't think there's a map big enough for Duden not to see everything.
Duden just sees everything.
Okay. You
Like
guys-
even this map here is 245 feet, so you literally could see this entire map no problems.
I mean, if it becomes a problem, I just give myself dark vision. But I set my eyes on fire and I see everything.
I can share dark vision later as well.
Yeah. But most
Does this
times,
is this going to involve walking?
probably.
Okay, who wants to carry me?
Can I cast another ritual?
Sure.
I'm gonna cast a spell to help you out there.
Oh, what you gonna do?
I need 1 moment to find my spell.
Oh, snap. Wow.
Ooh, that weight limit though.
Oh, snap. Rude.
Hey, super rude.
Well, as you do that, if you all would like to gather up here, you're gonna have to. If you guys all are all cool with waiting 10 minutes every time the spell ends, because this is longer than an hour trip.
Cass would just keep walking. He would wait for the first time, but then after that he's just gonna keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
Gather you all together, and eventually, night falls. You find yourselves in the snowy mountains. Let me copy
God.
paste. You guys set up some camp. As my entire map is illuminated because of Duden, you guys should, hopefully Senkin, you should see the campfire.
I don't know. Shift click me to where we should be, because all I see is blackness. You might just have to turn dark vision on for me to be able to see the
Oh, yeah, I
campfire.
forgot to do that.
Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah, I can see the campfire now.
Didn't still see everything.
Probably.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's alright. I'm not worried about it.
I never knew I wanted a character to do this until I could do it.
Right.
Now you want every character to be able to do it.
Yeah, now every character will have one
As
level.
night falls, you find yourselves on this frosty cliffside where a destroyed rope bridge kind of halts your advances. But you do set up camp for the night, figure out how to get across in the morning. What do you guys wish to do?
Cass enjoys the cooler weather, so he'll volunteer to take a watch.
Can I actually cover all of us for the watch?
Oh, you're gonna do dome, huh? Dome life. There it is.
Cass would still like to sit out and just sort of enjoy it for a bit.
What I will do as nightfall happens, I will reach out and I will give everyone, as long as they're within 10 feet of me,
Ooh.
I can share my dark vision.
So
It's
everyone
only for-
gets.
It's only for an hour, though.
Hey man, it's an hour of seeing everything.
True.
For Sankin, it's a whole new world. Seeing further than ever.
Alright, so Cass, you're staying outside of the hut for your watch?
Yeah.
Okay, so who's taking second watch then, inside the hut?
I will, because I only need 4 hours.
And then
I
third
will.
watch?
Duden.
Okay. So, Casimir, as they all set up the hut and you decide to stay outside, give me a perception check. Okay.
Jeez Louise.
Good thing I've got my extra 13 temporary hit points that I can't lose, right, guys? I would like to let the DM know that I do have a Dagger of Warning attuned.
Oh boy, and you can't enter the dome.
Oh, no, I can't, because, yeah. Yep, so I'm outside the whole night.
Well, as long as you're in the dome when it's cast,
He wasn't.
you can.
Yeah.
Weren't
Nope.
you?
Nope,
Uh-huh.
I
There you go.
specifically said that I was outside the dome when it was cast.
There you go.
So, yeah. Nope, I am stuck outside.
That's funny.
Okay.
That's fine.
I think you can.
And we
Wow.
can't even hear you yell.
So I'm just gonna move you guys closer to each other.
However, my
That thing is
Dagger of
jealous.
Warning would still
Yeah, it's still wake us
wake
up.
you guys up.
We just don't hear you as you die.
So then, second watch goes by. A few hours go by. Casimir, you don't notice anything. Carrick, give me a perception.
Understood.
Okay. You don't notice anything. However, during the watch, Casimir, your dagger begins going off, and you see a large creature break from the ground, burrowing underneath. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh no. Rude.
Oh, that was really weird. Oh, what is that thing?
I mean, I know what it is, but I'm not going to metagame and tell you what it is.
will show you when I add it to the initiative. If I
How do I
They are a
My
bad
foot.
time.
disappear? It's following my mouse. I forgot what I have to press.
Oh, that shouldn't be to GM.
I was gonna say, you hit it, you sneaky devil.
My character sheet won't leave me alone. How do I dismiss it?
What?
My character sheet, it's following my mouse. I can't click.
Click the character sheet. It's the glitch.
Yeah, I'm clicking everywhere.
Hey, you rolled initiative.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, sweet. I'll take it.
Once.
Sorry. I don't think I clicked on my token, though.
It worked. It went in there.
Yeah.
All right.
You can roll again, I believe, because you have advantage, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm gonna refresh here. Gee. Sorry.
I don't know why
It's like
it
that-
rolled to GM from D&D Beyond. I don't know how to turn that off. Hope it doesn't do that again. But it's a frost salamander.
Cute.
You got the
Oh,
same roll twice.
Wow, awesome. So
Well,
excited.
Cass, you're up first.
All right. Well, I don't like this thing that just popped up.
Here's your dome.
I was gonna say, yeah. Where's everyone else hiding safely? Well, can I roll like a quick nature check to see if going up and punching it is a bad idea?
Sure.
Nope.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Cool. All right. Well, then, I'm gonna do what I do. So I'm gonna go up and I'm going to make one armor strike against it.
That
23
hits.
to hit. For 10.
Alrighty.
Do I take any sort of damage in response?
No, you feel fine.
Okay, cool. 21.
Hits.
Did you say miss?
No, I said hits, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said. I just heard, and I thought you said miss. And I was like,
No,
I am bonus action dashing the f away from
it
this
hits.
thing for 9.
Okay.
I would like to make that a stunning strike if I can.
You may, and that is a con.
Con 18.
Well, it got an 11. I don't know why it's going to GM for.
Okay, it's stunned.
Alright.
And then I'm going to burn another key point to Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
So, attack 1, attack 2. Guessing
miss and a hit.
For 7 more.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Alright, his turn passes. Sankin, you're awoken.
Oh, that's something. And it's stunned, you say?
It is.
It looks like a. Does it look like there's like an element crackling off of it or anything?
It looks frosty.
It looks frosty. Okay. Well, me not liking to be woken up because I can't technically cast outside of this from inside. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So I can see it to get it. I am. You know what? I'm gonna walk out here. I see what's happening. And I am going to go ahead and I'm just gonna use a 5th level spell slot and cast Flame Strike. Since it's stunned, it automatically fails Dex saves. So, yeah.
Damn.
It's gonna get fire and radiant damage of 12. Oh, you can ignore that second 7 because I forgot to turn that off. So 29 total. 12 of that is fire and 17 of that is radiant. As I just bring down these pillars of radiant flame from the sky, just a boom.
How much radiant?
17. And because it's a 40-foot high cylinder with a 10-foot radius that hits everything around it, I'm gonna do it towards the back of it so it doesn't just blow up Casimir with fire and radiance.
So as you bring down the flame strike, the radiant definitely hurts it. However, you do notice it begins burning way worse from the fire, and your fire has done a little extra to it.
Oh.
Does Cass notice this?
You would, yes.
Cool.
Also, let me check something. Oh yeah, it rerolled all my 1s for that 12. If you want to highlight them and look at that massive dice roll.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a situation right there. And since that was 5, 10, 15, 20, I'm just gonna be like, bye, and step right back inside the dome.
Alright.
That was so beautiful.
That's my turn. Just
Eric.
I guess I'm looking at the party and I'm gonna say, do you want me to keep concentration on the dome, or do you want me to start firing at it?
Keep the dome up.
More safe.
Keep the dome up.
Well, actually, the second he leaves, it drops anyway, so he can't really do anything.
Yeah, I think that's why he's asking.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't leave it. Yeah.
The second you leave it, it goes away. The caster.
Question: Familiars, they can do touch attacks, correct?
Ooh.
Yes.
Do I have a touch attack?
I don't know. Do you?
Dang. All I have is, yeah. I'll assume I can't attack at all from in here.
You cannot cast spells out from inside the dome.
But
Well,
we can.
Can he
Oh,
poke his
right.
hand out?
No.
Oh.
That's why I had to step all the way out, cast it, and then step back in.
I guess I'll just sit here.
Okay, well, that's your
It's like a
turn
dodge action.
then. Duden.
Okay. Duden will. Yeah, I'll gladly walk out. And I'll cast Sacred Flame.
Alrighty.
It auto
And then I
fails.
And then I get 1 extra D8 because it's a cantrip.
I think you put that in there already for you. Under
Oh,
that
did it?
second one. Yeah. You have that 14 there.
Okay, I think you're right.
So 14 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So 2D. Because I'm 5th level.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
so-
you're
there
right.
you
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
Alright, is that your turn?
I will reshare my dark vision as my bonus action.
Cool. I'm not gonna edit that, so you guys are stuck with
Alright.
what you got. So, Jilgreth.
Right. So Jilgreth steps out, staying as close to the tent as she can, and somehow she has gotten everybody's bedrolls. They're all wrapped around her. She looks at this thing and goes, "Gross." And it has definitely taken damage, so she's going to toll the dead.
Okay, wisdom saving throw. He got a 7
Oh, that's so sad for him.
for 11.
And she dives back inside,
Okay.
dramatically flailing.
Casimir.
All right. I've been wanting to do this, and you know what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that it is stunned, Sankin, you would recognize this, but you would see Cass hold out his hand and like squeeze it, like he's almost like ripping out the heart of someone from Indiana Jones, as he brings out the mistake eraser,
Yes.
which is a dex save, which auto fails because it's stunned. So it takes 15
Oh my god.
fire damage. As you
Uh-huh.
just see this mini flamethrower in Cass's hand just erupt.
That is some big damage. He's looking hurt.
And I'm going to burn a key point to Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
And I'm going to make the first one a stunning strike, hopefully. The hits,
Do
21.
stun stack? I've been looking it up, but I've not found a
You can,
definitive answer.
basically, as long as you can keep restunning it, as long as it keeps failing every round.
Because I've heard yeses and I've seen no's as well.
Yeah, you can stack them.
Okay.
Basically, but once so it's stunned now, and so
It
it just gets
maintains
a, yeah, it's
Alright.
just a maintaining.
So a 21 does hit.
For 9.
Alrighty.
And then a DC 18 con save.
He is fine.
Alright. There's a 15 hit.
That misses.
Alright,
I
well.
don't know why my rolls are on GM, but he got a 27.
Aha! That is quite the healthy number. Holy smokes, a 27? Okay, well then. Cass is now afraid. And yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
Okay, so you're standing your ground?
I mean, I already used my bonus action, so I can't really dash or disengage, and I'm not gonna take the AOO. Yeah.
Alright, well, it's the Frost Salamander. And he can make 5 attacks.
Oh boy.
So, 4 with his claws. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know they're not showing up, but they do show up for me. 19.
Hits.
7 piercing. 21.
1 second.
Well, it goes 19, then a 12, which misses.
Yes.
And then a 21
That hits.
for 8. And then
Okay.
a 26
That hits.
for 7. And then he's going to try and bite you.
Okay.
For an 11.
That misses.
And then
I don't like this and then business.
he's going to burrow 40 feet under the ground.
Does he... Do I get an attack of opportunity?
I will say sure.
Huh.
I'd like... Oh, dang it.
And he burrows 40 feet under the ground. Under the snow. Sankin.
Well, dang. Alright, so... Senkin's smart enough to know that we should theoretically be safe in this dome, since it's got a floor and things can't burrow through magic into us, so we should at least be safe. But I know that Casimir is in a bad way. Go.
I mean, Cass isn't looking too hurt.
No, you're gonna be in a bad way, though.
I probably am, yes.
I don't have my 5th level anymore. I burned that. So... Alright, screw it. I'm gonna step out of the dome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use a wild shape,
Okay.
but not to do what you think I'm gonna do.
Oh man.
As I run out, you see me erupt in like flaming feathers, and I'm gonna turn into a giant flaming swan
Okay.
and fly up in the air. But in the process, can I run over and grab Casimir and pick him up with me in the air?
Sure.
Cool. I have a strength of 16, so 5, we'll just say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to grab Cass, and then I'll turn into a bird, and I have 80 feet of flying speed. So I would like to fly 40 feet up in the air with Cass in my swan talons.
Okay, you're going 40 feet up.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I got this flaming swan holding Casimir in the air.
Okay.
Oh, okay then.
Alright, I don't have a lot of hit points as a swan, so here's what I'll do. I'll just use this thing as my swan token, if you want. That can be my swan, and I can use... And it's a large creature, so...
Sure.
Cool, and it has 26 of these bad boys, and 13 of these. This is a risky play that could end horribly, but you never know. And I'll just put...
Mhm.
Hold on, I'm gonna Senkin over here. Cool, we're right there. I'm gonna keep Senkin there. Alright, and that is my turn, because it's an action for me to wild shape as a non-moon
Okay.
boy.
Carrick.
I will prepare the dodge action
Alright.
and look on in curiosity what's happening.
Dude.
Flaming goats.
All right. So the thing burrows.
Mm-hmm.
I think I will. Where is it? So I'll invoke my Steps of Night
Okay.
because we are in dim light and darkness. So now I have a flying speed.
Mm-hmm.
So I will fly. I'll fly up 25 feet, kind of like panic, like oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Okay.
Like where is it? And because I did a bonus action, I can still hold my action. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I will hold my action, and I'm gonna hold another. No, I'm gonna hold the dead. So when it reappears, that's what I'm gonna cast.
Alrighty. Jogreth.
I'm going to hold Agonizing Blast for if it comes back again, and actually I guess I probably have to come out for this.
Mhm.
So I will come out, and then Carrick, you're not flying, right?
Nope.
Are you gonna fly? Am I gonna be the only one left on the grounds?
If Carrick leaves the dome disappears.
Okay, that's right. I am going to look up at let's say Duden and say, look, even though you didn't take me with you, I suppose you're probably going to do really well up there. So, don't embarrass me in front of our other friends. and you now have Bardic Inspiration.
All right.
Which is, oh snap, actually a D8. So
Oh.
I've been doing that wrong. So, oh well, that's fine.
And that's your turn?
All good. That's my turn.
Casimir, I don't know if there's much you can do.
Yes, there is. Because you didn't put a cooldown on the mistake eraser.
I didn't.
So, I'm basically just holding my arm out, waiting for it to reappear. Before I... Actually, no, I can't because it's only a 15-foot cone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it's a huge... But it's a huge creature. How tall is it?
I don't know how tall frost salamanders are.
Make a number.
Let me Google.
Okay.
They
How
are
tall
huge.
Are frost
They're-
salamanders?
They're
8 feet.
8 feet long. Yeah,
They're how long?
8 feet long.
Well, that's length. All right.
I'm just gonna say probably not.
All right. I was gonna say 8 foot is not a huge creature, but you know, he never really uses it ever, but he will pull out his light crossbow and ready a shot for it to
Okay.
reappear
Well,
because he's not gonna do anything foolish while it's
frost
invisible.
salamander does burrow up right here. And so all the held actions go off.
Ew!
That hits.
8.
And then Toll the Dead, which is a 16 whiz save. And he gets a 14. And he has taken damage. Eldritch Blast misses.
Yes.
So roll 2d12, Duden.
And the 1 is the radiant damage.
Whoa!
So plus 1.
23
20.
radiant and necrotic damage simultaneously.
Alright, he is looking very horrible. However, you guys are only 40 feet up. He has a 60-foot cone.
Oh, no! I
And
forgot
so
he has-
he's going to unleash a freezing breath. And I need the Swan and Cass to make con saves.
Oh no, that's a bad time.
Oh no!
10.
Observance. Okay, you said con save?
Yes, please.
I'm just looking at my swan saves. That's what they are, my swan saves.
Okay.
My swan saves!
Well, you both take 41 cold damage,
Oh no, we fall 40 feet
And
because
you're
that's
falling
more than
40
my
feet.
HP.
but one of you has Featherfall.
A slow fall. Yes, no, I'm
Snowfall.
fine.
Does have a slow
So
fall.
there's no longer Swan, but Sankin's
So-
falling 40 feet.
What's the total math you said on that?
41.
41 cold.
So alright, so
And
that's 15 in
was
that
it
form.
A D10 per
It's
10?
It's D6, so 4d6.
D6. 4d6 for the falling.
10 more.
Rude. Alright, that's fine.
That is his turn, though, because he uses movement to burrow. Sankin, you just fell. And you're a bit chilly.
A bit chilly?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, fuck this guy. 4th level Scorching Ray. Here comes 5 Scorching Ray beams. Of 5. I'm standing up, just machine gunning Scorching Rays at this man. 5 of them. Make sure I have nothing else that would make this wildly hilarious. Nope. Alright. So here's the first one. 1. Probably
Miss.
misses. 2.
How do you kill him?
Well, I'm putting the rest of them just because I want
So
to.
I just want to say,
nat 20!
I just want to say, we can say the nat 20 kills him. You're very lucky because you dealt fire damage. He instantly regains his frost breath.
Yep. Yeah, I would like to imagine that the 3 missed the 11, the 14, and the 10 all just bounce off his hide, and I just like take one in each of my hands and just throw 2 fire beams directly into the frost salamander's eye holes and just burn them.
And
Beautiful.
he burns to a crisp.
Let it be known, had I not fallen out of the sky as a swan, pull him and carry him into the air and trip him as a flaming swan.
And
I'm going
that
back.
is combat.
Also, here's my wisdom save for the night. Ooh. Didn't fail.
No, you
What's that
didn't.
for?
Stuff. Don't worry about it.
I having played with Katie, I'm always worried about random wisdom saves at night.
It may or may not be a curse that makes me kill everyone.
Ooh.
Are you still a swan?
No, my swan form fell when I got frost breath. I turned like my
Dang it.
my flaming feathers turned to ice, and I fell and they shattered back into myself.
And with that, with the combat, Cass got low.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, I would have saved you, but
No, I know it, but I would have been very low had I not had the feather fall, the slow fall.
Real quick, what's Cass doing here?
He wants to go and investigate the body and try to pull out the freezing glands.
Sure, go for it. Give me a survival.
Survival?
Survival.
11.
You go to reach for the freezing glands, through its throat, but it's a very fast frostbite, and you kind of, you take your hand out. You can't really get to it. But you all can successfully get your long rest, and as you all long rest, would everyone be okay with like a 10-minute break?
Sure.
Yes.
So be back in 10 minutes. See you then, recording. And we're back from break, and just to speed things up a little bit as morning arises, you guys eventually find yourselves away across the rope bridge, and as you travel up the mountain some more, you find yourselves in this interesting location.
Are those giant weird bird people?
Can I roll a check?
Sure, what do you want to roll?
To see if I recognize whatever race these are depicting?
Sure, give me history.
They look
Can I
like
help
monk
too?
birds.
Yeah, you can help, so if you can do it with advantage.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh, 16.
One better. They definitely do look bird folk-like an Aarakocra, but they have a bit more humanoid look, possibly depicting statues of what could be angels.
Interesting. Alright, well, I'm gonna slowly maneuver.
What
Is
is
this a bridge?
what is this bridge made out of?
It is
It
large,
looks like somebody's beard.
frosty-covered, ice-covered vines. And Sankin, as you begin crossing the bridge,
Yeah.
on the shoulders of the two statues, land.
Oh. Great.
And they don't look friendly.
Man. Rude.
No, that's not what I wanted to do.
Are you hiding your rolls again?
I don't know how to turn it off for some reason. D&D
It might be
doesn't
under your... it might be, actually, if you click on your Beyond button down at the bottom of your Roll20 there, it'll probably have it set to Whisper for some reason.
Oh, it does.
There you go.
No, it says the Whisper rolls aren't on.
Weird. I don't know.
Huh. Well, let's find out here. Initiative.
Huh? Yeah, I guess it still is.
Yeah.
It's probably set that way on the standard of the game for some reason, but, you know, whatever. It's life.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll separately until the guys get knocked off the wyverns.
Cool.
Oh, there's a guy on there too?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna link in current game chat, but this is what my weapon of warning does every time we every time something gets close. I'll link it here in a sec.
See something. Carrick, you are up first.
Just out of curiosity, but as a free action, could I say something to this person?
Sure. I know you love doing this. They will not listen to you. I'm gonna give you that right now.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna...
That shuts us both down.
I'll shoot the rider.
All right.
Assuming I can find it. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. I'll
No,
cast
what Psychopan's supposed to do?
Jim's Magic Missile.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's 3, correct? Yes.
Yeah. Well, they all hit the rider. And the rider is dead.
Oh.
And falls
Interesting.
off the creature and into the chasm below.
Wow.
Well.
I'm gonna back up for safety.
Okay.
I suddenly regret my decision.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay
All
here.
right. Casimir.
This right here, this part here, does it look like it can support my weight? Like these lines, or no?
I'm gonna say no.
All right. So if I wanted to jump from here to over here, what would that be?
I'll say I'm gonna say athletics.
I was like, can you just run up vertical surfaces?
Well, but there's a gap. Is the problem?
Ah.
Is yeah. Like I would do that if I could, but.
Yeah, I would say athletics.
Da. Well, then let me do this here real quick. No, that's not the one. This. We just want to move so I can. So I was there. Sorry, Senkin. So I run up to there. Actually, are they both within my aura there?
Yes.
Alright, sorry, Senkin. You feel, even though the air is cold, like because of where we are in Brisk, you suddenly feel a very, like, disturbing chill run down your spine as I cast Hour of Reaping, and I need everyone within my circle there to make me a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw.
I'm assuming I'm in that circle, but I can't see it.
You are, yes.
And it's a wisdom save?
It is a Wisdom save.
Of what?
Wisdom,
Oh
please.
no.
16.
What's the? Okay, so the
Or be frightened.
wyverns and the bandit on the wyvern are all frightened.
Okay. That is my action because I don't really have anything else. Senkin, you pass. So you're not afraid of me, but you did feel a random chill run down your spine. As like, basically, I like to picture it that like Cass like it assumes a more vampiric like shape in his face. I haven't seen Morbius, but I imagine it's sort of like Morbius when he's like shifting.
Okay, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Gilgreth.
Okay, let's see. I think that I will go ahead and attempt to cast blindness on this wyvern right here.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes.
Con save. He gets
He's probably a big beefy boy.
5.
Oh!
So blind or deafness? Blindness?
Blind, please.
Okay.
Poor
And
wyvern.
that is, how long does that last? Until he shrugs it off?
Yeah, con saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Okay.
Or a minute, whichever comes first.
Alrighty. Anything else?
I'm gonna go ahead and, tap Duden on the head and go, nice to see you back down on the ground. Are you planning to do the flying thing again?
You bet.
Okay, well, don't fall down. You have Bardic.
Thank you.
Okay, well, Duden.
I will. Oh no! Now it's different because now it's during the daytime. Correct.
Mhm. It is bright and early.
Draw the school power of night. Rest in the air. Okay. So I have to do something different. This one. I have to invoke my Twilight Sanctuary. So now it's dim light around me, and then on my next turn I will start flying.
Alright.
But everyone that is within the 30 feet when they start their turn, so I'm going to move up to like here, they get temporary hit points.
Let me give
and
you
then
a circle. And boom.
Then let me. Perfect. So everyone will get some temporary HP, and then I will. Well, shit, that's all I can do. So.
Okay.
Well, wait. Let me double check. Sorry. The steps of night as a bonus action. Oh, okay. No. So I can start flying now.
Mm-hmm.
So I will just. I'm only going to rise like. We'll say 10, 15 feet in the air, just to make sure that everyone can start within that radius.
Alrighty. So this wyvern is not going to get closer. However, it is going to circle around and make its way here.
Okay.
Sankin.
So I can't really see because I don't have dark vision. Light's there, and I don't. It's gonna be hard to see things. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get there. But I can see this thing now that I'm out of the dark, and
Its wings
still
are barely out.
Yeah. So I am. How far away am I again? I am 30 feet away. All right. I'm just gonna, since it's blinded, I think I get to. I have advantage on it because it can't see. So I'm just gonna throw a produce flame at it from here, just as I'm running. Just make this baseball of fire and just flick it around and chuck it because it's a 30-foot spell. 23
hits.
I gotta turn off the 6 because I don't have him out right now. So it's 12 fire damage.
Okay.
12 fire damage. Fire, bang. And then I don't have anything I want to use my thing on, my bonus action on, so.
Alright, that's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
This wyvern is going to freak out a little bit and take flight about 20 feet into the air. He's just going to end his turn there. And another con save for the blindness. He gets a 19.
Oh, that was fun while it lasted.
And he is no longer blinded, but that is his turn. Carrot.
Is he still afraid?
How long does
Yes,
he afraid last?
Until the end, until this. Let me see here. Until the end of your next turn.
Okay, so they are still afraid. Carrot.
They are still afraid.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna move 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Alrighty. Casimir.
That's it.
What's the temporary hit points that we get from being within this circle?
1d6
Do.
at the end of everyone's turn. Sorry, I forgot to remind everyone.
I think you roll it.
Oh. Roll me a
Okay.
d6, please.
Plus your cleric level too,
Yeah,
so that's
so
even more.
you roll a d6 plus your cleric level for everyone in that circle. So
Get all them hit points.
10.
10.
I'll
Everyone gets
take it.
Hey man,
Nice.
All right.
10's a lot.
Yeah, it
Well,
is.
You know what? I won't be able to say this after today, probably. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. How high is this cliff?
I'd say like 15 feet up.
All right. Well, bonus action, burning a key point to dash. And you see Cass basically just run right up this wall. And I'm going to make 2 attacks against the wyvern.
Okay.
These will both be stunning strikes.
All right.
So attack, well, if they hit. 25.
That hits.
DC 18 con save, please.
He gets
7.
a 8.
He is stunned. Can I reach the rider?
Probably
Probably
I'm gonna
not.
say
If he's
no.
up on his... That's fine. Punchy, 14?
14 hits
Wow. For 10 more.
for 10 more. Okay.
And that is my turn.
And they are no
Take
longer
off.
scared.
They are no longer scared, but this one's stunned, so...
Very true, but his rider is not.
It's true, but if I can't reach him,
Crossbows.
I guess he could just...
He pulled his Beretta.
Oh, yes! Crossbow me, please!
Jogreth.
So, could I possibly roll something to determine if I know how smart wyverns are?
You can roll a nature.
Okay. This will go great. I can feel it.
You know,
I mean...
they're not the smartest creatures in the world.
I want them to be kind of smart, but not. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and this. I'm gonna go ahead and Eldritch Blast this one here. Whoops,
Okay.
that's one. And go.
24 hits.
Cool. Did that add my +4? I don't think it did.
Yes, it did.
Okay,
Yeah.
it did. There we go. Yep.
You get another one.
Let's do it.
That also hits.
Blink, blink.
Okay. That your turn?
Mhm.
Duden.
All right. I will fly 10-ish more feet in the air, so I should be 25 feet. And then this one is still feared, correct?
Neither of them
No,
are feared.
none of them are feared.
Neither of them. Oh, okay.
And the fear was just towards me.
Oh, all right.
They ain't scared of you.
I will cast. Where did it go? Shit. Oh, I didn't add it. That's right. I'll do this instead. I will do Guiding Bolt at the rider. This one, because he's still there, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll only do it at level 1 for now.
Well, this rider is now dead.
All right. I'll take it. We have an advantage on his corpse, guys.
I was gonna say, yay! We can desecrate the corpse very
Give him a
easily.
poison. All right.
Perfect.
Yay. Oh, I guess I'll move 5 feet over, just to ensure. coverage. There we go.
Okay, this wyvern can't do anything. Sankin.
Alright. So, I feel like this one's probably gonna come after me because, you know, I'm the one it can see that's doing its
Bold of
thing.
you to assume it can't see everyone else.
Oh, I mean, it probably can. Probably just because I can't see everyone else very well. I am projecting. It is fine. I know this.
Clearly the most important one here.
I know this thing to be of like dragon, right?
Well, yes.
I love made of like dragon stuff. Oh, Dolly.
Made of dragon stuff. Yes, usually
yes.
dragons are made of dragon stuff.
The corpse is made of corpse. Interesting.
You know,
Of course
just because I
Mayflower.
think it would be really funny, and I've never tried it on a dragon before. I need it to make for me a Constitution saving throw, DC 17.
He gets a 11.
I'm making him small.
That's funny. Let's reduce the target rate, the reduction from medium. So he goes from large to medium.
And he becomes 1/8 of his weight, and he has disadvantage on strength stuff, and negative D4 damage. And I make this dragon get kind of smaller, and I'm like, well, my work here is done. I am going to he might push me. You know what? That's fine. I'm gonna run over there. Whee!
Okay.
I'll just be like, I made him small, guys, and just run away. That's my turn.
Well, a wyvern without a rider is kind of a savage beast, so it's gonna fly 10 feet above Carrick.
It's smaller. It's not a hit.
And it's gonna try and hit you.
Oh.
Let's see here. So first with claws, does a 21 hit you, Carrick?
Oof.
Sadly, yes. Wait, did you take off for the small thing?
That's for the
That's
damage.
for damage.
That's only for damage.
So instead of 15 damage, you'll be taking 13 damage.
Hey, every little bit counts.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna try and strike you with its stinger.
Oh no.
Hold up.
Does a 12 hit you?
It does not,
Okay.
luckily.
And it's your turn, and you have a wyvern, a tinier wyvern in your face.
It's so cute.
Before I do an attack, could I check my knowledge to see if I think if wyverns are immune or resistant to fire damage?
You can roll me a history. Maybe. Maybe not.
Huh. You know what? I'll take an attack of opportunity.
Okay, it's gonna try and hit you with its stinger again. Nope, it was a 12 again.
15, 20, 25, 30.
I like Eric. Just running away.
You know what? I'm gonna do something I probably shouldn't do.
Do it. Make it even smaller.
You know, if I had that, I would use that like 100%.
It's tiny.
What are you doing?
Actually, wait. Can I do that before I would have moved all the way up here?
Well, what are you doing? I don't know what you're doing.
I want to cast a spell, but I need to be 30 feet.
Sure. What are you casting?
This.
Oh snap!
Okay, so con save.
Actually, no, 30 feet, yeah.
Yeah, you're good there.
By the way, that's DC 17, not 16.
Well, he gets a 21.
Dang.
Aw. It would have been cool too, because he was flying 10 feet in the air, so he would have dropped out of the air. Oh, he probably would have fallen off the bridge.
So it still takes half damage, so roll 3d8. Alright, so 5 damage. Okay.
That's all I got.
Alright, Cass.
I'm gonna regret this.
Are
I'm
you?
gonna. I am going to regret this probably, but by golly, I want this to succeed. It is still stunned.
Mm-hmm.
Its rider is dead, correct?
Yes.
I want
Oh.
to climb up onto its back,
Oh.
pushing the dead body off, and looking it in the eye, say to it in Draconic that I am its master now. And I'm going to use another hour of reaping to basically, instead of making it afraid of me, basically like try to dominate it.
Okay. You can give me a animal handling with disadvantage.
Alright?
Wow. Wow, okay.
Having fun yet?
Well, it still needs to make the save, because you did our reaping,
Yep.
which is
It's a DC 16 wisdom. Probably gonna pass it, but I do speak Draconic also.
Okay, well, it failed it, and it's scared of you.
But I wasn't so that was I was specific in my wording though. I didn't want to basically like make it afraid of me. I basically wanted to like try to dominate it with the hour of reaping ability. Since it was already like afraid of me once, I wanted to try to like use it again to like show that I am its basically its new master.
Oh, I'm aware. It's still terrified of you.
Alright. Is it listening to me though?
Maybe try
I
something
guess we'll
on
find
its
out.
turn. Or when it gets to its
Alright,
turn.
we'll find out on its turn.
Jogreth.
That's my turn.
I'm just sorry. I'm just like, I think Jilgrith and I are doing the same thing here, which is just kind of staring and going, "What the fuck?" But I did see our other little wyvern get shrunk,
Yes.
and so I just call, "Oh, we're going with the jokes now, are we? All right,
I was
Cool.
serious.
I can do that."
DC 15? Okay.
Oh no.
It fails.
You know what I find funny right now? Your face.
That's
Alright,
fine.
any movement?
No, I'm pretty happy right where I am.
Okay, Duden.
All right. So I will see Casimir trying to make a friend. So I will gladly ignore what's happening over there. So then on this dragon here, I will.
It's prone.
Oh shit!
Just so you know, it's prone,
Thank you.
rolling around, doing whatever a wyvern does
Well,
to
because
laugh.
I'm flying, right? Do I
Mhm.
get advantage on like a spell attack?
If it's ranged,
Because it's
no.
not going. Do I have any touch? I'm gonna go down to it, and I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Oh,
Okay,
oh
well,
no.
you have it at advantage.
No.
And I'm going for it, and I'm gonna do it at 5th level.
Oh.
That hits. I mean, roll again just to see if you crit.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Don't show.
Well, we'll take the 25.
Oh,
35
wow.
damage.
I love it. My first level 5
Okay.
spell.
It's
Alright.
looking hurt. It's looking rough.
Cool.
This one, this wyvern. See, they're not smart creatures, but you also are terrifying to it currently, and are on its back. They can't even speak Draconian. They're gonna try and buck you off.
Oh, dang!
That was the
All right.
playing. That was honestly that was the big factor there. So I'm
All
going
right.
to say strength versus your dex or your athletics acrobatics to see if you.
Not a saving throw, but just a
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a dex
yeah.
save.
Yeah, or you can use your acrobatics or your athletics versus its 20.
15.
Well, he bucks you off. I'm gonna say you land here, and he takes flight.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
You do.
26.
That does hit.
I'm trying to stun it again.
Let us see here. That's con.
18. Yep, con 18.
He gets an 8. He's on the ground still.
Yes.
I am riding this thing. I will make it my friend.
Okay, Sankin.
Alright, well, my guy is still tiny. This guy is 80 feet away. This guy is 50 feet away. How far can I summon him? Oh, let me see. I can summon... So I can summon Fred to be within 30 feet. So I'm going to summon Fred to be... we'll summon him floating. Oh, right there. So he'll be like right there for me. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, so he's right there. Mr. Fred doing his Fred stuff as my action to summon him. And then as a bonus action, because he can throw his flame seed 60 feet, I'm going to have him throw it at this guy at advantage because he's stunned, right?
Mhm.
So,
No! Don't you kill my dragon!
okay, so I'm going to have to click it twice because it's not going to let me roll at advantage using the thing. So there's
Well,
that.
23 hits
Oh,
8.
for 8.
You want to make Fred tiny for me?
Sure.
I want you to know,
Small,
I will
not
kill
tiny.
Fred.
He is a small boy. You kill Fred, I will turn you into...
You're trying
Hey.
to kill my dragon.
I will turn you into something that needs to breathe air and bury you alive.
Fun fact, you'd have to polymorph me for that, wouldn't you?
I have polymorph.
I know you do. I'd be interested to see who passes that save.
Counter spell.
Haha, yes.
Polymorph you first.
I...
Counter spell as a roach.
All right. Well, anything else,
Okay,
Sankin?
that's my turn.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna keep running away.
So this guy is still doing a weird dragon laugh. At the top of the round, I would like everyone to give me a perception check. Sankin, you have advantage.
Oh no.
Do I get double
right.
advantage because I normally have advantage? Let me see if this rolls with advantage anyway, because it should. But let's see. Yeah, it does automatically. Cool, because my shield. So 22.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't know why mine
Jogreth,
rolled twice.
doesn't see it. You're currently busy with looking at the wyverns.
I'm telling dad jokes to the dragon.
But
to the
everyone
wyvern.
else hears a loud rippling sound. And Sankin, your heart drops as you see a large hand rip its way out of a portal opening up.
Under my feet?
No,
where I'm
not
currently
under your
standing.
feet.
Good. Oh, good. That would have been the worst. I would have been fucked.
And then you see a large creature
Oh, God
step
damn
through with multiple heads.
Oh.
and it's staring directly at you.
You and
Welcome
the
to the
multiple
party,
heads, Pi.
Frost Giant Everlasting One.
Oh, it's all the way down there? Okay, cool. It's away from me. Good, great. Great, I'm in the right direction, which is away.
And Nyla,
So-
you are up first.
I just want to check distance quick. Okay, good. Where are you at? Where are you at?
How do wyverns not speak Draconic?
Because they're dumb.
Ray of Frost, that actually hits.
Oh,
Okay.
for some reason that did not happen.
You fire your Ray of Frost at this Frost Giant Everlasting One. Doesn't seem to do anything.
You know, that's not the reason I did it for.
You gotta slow it down.
The reason I did it for was for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, hey, Sinkin. That's it.
That's what you hear when I see the giant.
Alright.
Is this
Casimir.
the hot dog giant?
No.
5, 10, 15. I am back on its back, baby.
Alright,
This
it is
time
still
in a more
stunned.
a more soothing way. I'm like petting its neck. Like I'm less intimidating, less frightening, but I am still in the saddle, trying to establish dominance over this now with some affection / love.
Sure, you can give me another animal handling with advantage.
23.
Maybe something will happen.
Okay,
Alright.
that's fine.
Frost Giant Everlasting One.
You did
Yes.
reduce the speed by 10, right?
Right here. Yep. And Duden, you can take an attack of opportunity on the Frost Giant Everlasting One if you wish.
One shot him. Go. I believe in you.
All right. Let's see here.
Oh no.
So I'm a warcaster. So I'm going
Mhm.
to cast. I already blew my 5th level slot. I'm really going for it. Wow. Wasn't expecting. Fine. Fuck it. Guiding bolt
Alright.
at 3rd level.
Oh,
That unfortunately misses right between
Roll
the
your
legs.
Oh,
Yeah,
roll your
roll
bardic.
D8. Well, now it hits.
Bam.
Oh.
You're welcome.
So thank you.
So the next attack has advantage against it. It is going to reach into one of its pouches, though, and whip a rock at Sankin.
What? Rude. Why you gotta be like that?
almost like it hates Senkin in particular.
Does a 25
Maybe.
hit you?
No? Of course it doesn't
You
hit
take
me.
26 bludgeoning damage
Yeah, whatever.
as a large boulder just slams into your face and body and everything.
It's fine. We're fine.
Jill Greth.
Let's see. I think
Oh, I gotta make a con save.
I'm gonna give this a try just because I have it.
Is the
I'm
wyvern
gonna go
large?
ahead.
It's back to normal, yeah, because
Oh.
I had to get a 13, and I don't think I have Forecaster. I do not.
Well,
So
Wyvern's big again.
It's still laughing,
it is still laughing. It
but it's
just
probably like terrifying now.
it just got bigger.
Its laugh got deeper. I'm going to try this just because I have it and I don't want to waste it. I rolled Tail of the Beguiler when I did my spirit contact, so I'm going to use that myself. So I would like the frost giant to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
And it probably will make it. But, might not.
What is the effect of what you're doing?
The target has to take, psychic damage equal to 2 rolls of my bardic inspiration die and is incapacitated until the end of its next turn.
Okay. Okay. He has advantage on this.
Rats. Oh well, it was worth a try. I had it. Okay. Well, rats, I'm going to yell, okay, the thing I just tried didn't work, so maybe you'll do better, and toss another bardic at you, Duden. And that's my turn. And I'm
Alright.
staying right where I am.
Duden, this giant frost giant just walked past you and ignored you. Seemingly.
All right, and this dragon in front of me is still
It is
kicking,
still
right?
it's still live, still laughing.
All right. I'm actually going to fly back up into the air about 20 feet. Right about there. 5, 10, 15. Well, yeah, we'll just say up and to the side. And then I'm going to cast Moonbeam at 4th level. And I'm going to cast it right here.
Okay, so they take that. I believe they make that save at the start of their turns.
I think it's when they end their turn there.
Is it when they?
But or maybe on the first time, I think, when they enter on the first time or return. That's where it is. It's not
The wyvern can make a wisdom saving throw because it's triggered by damage. And it has advantage, as a matter of fact.
When a creature enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there.
There you go.
Okay,
There
so
you
they
go.
take damage now then.
Yes.
At the start of their turn.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when a creature enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there.
Okay.
So,
Well, but it's entering
their
on my
turn.
turn. I mean, it's fine, totally fine. But yes, that's what I will do on my action, and then as my bonus action, I'd like to refresh. Casimir. I will
Don't worry about me.
the temporary hit points.
All right. So D6 plus your cleric
So
level.
10 again
All right.
for Jill and myself.
So this wyvern.
Do we
No,
get
it
10
just-
more, or
in
just
case
10?
of damage,
Okay, that's cool.
It's just
Gotcha.
refreshing. And just a quick note, it's whatever the max is. So like if let's say we rolled 10 or 15 and I rolled 1 again, then you recover 10 of those 15. Okay. So you keep the max, but it's kind of like healing.
Okay. Thank you.
And that's it.
Me love you.
You know what? Because I'm reading the description of wyverns, and it's kind of funny. It starts to take off with you on it, but not because it trusts you, because it doesn't know you're there. Because one of the things of wyverns says, if you are calm while fighting a wyvern, it will often ignore you and not pay attention to you. So it doesn't know you're there. So you're kind of riding it? It's kind of your wyvern? Maybe?
You think 100% that you have tamed it.
However, it does fly. It does fly towards Duden to take some attacks at Duden. First with a claw attack, which I will tell you what it is. Does a 12 hit Duden?
It does not.
And then the stinger does a 22 hit Duden?
It would, but I am going to cast Silvery Barbs.
So it rolls again. and it rolls an 11. And who are you giving an advantage to?
I'm gonna give an advantage to Jill.
Okay.
Sankin.
Sankin.
Feet.
Oh, boy. Boy. Okay. I can cast spells through Fred as long as they are not in the range of self. So, great. Fred's where Fred is. I am going to have a vine sprout from the ground right here. So let me just draw a little. Actually, I'll just build a token. Not that it really too much, but I'll do. I'll just use. That's my vine. That's my vine token. And so I'm using this spell, Grasping Vine, casting it through Fred.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna have it reach out and try and grab the big boy. So I need it to make a dex saving throw.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna have it be right here instead, right in front of Fred.
He got a
it can still
6.
reach him. So it pulls 20 feet that way towards the vine.
So onto the statue.
Basically, it pulls it 20 feet directly towards the vine. So if there's something impeding him from getting there, then he would go wherever he can go. And then Fred is going to fly 30 feet up in the air. And then he's going to go ahead and throw a flame seed at him.
Okay.
For a 16?
That hits.
For 6.
Alright.
And that was my bonus action to tell Fred what to do. And then, I cast it through Fred, and then for Fred to do that. And then I'm going to use some of my movement and go 5, 10, 15, 20 to try and get some cover from a boulder that I just got pelted with. Maybe I can get some cover from a boulder. Sorry, Carrick, you're on your own. These giants hate me. They're after me. Yeah, that's
All right.
That's that.
So this wyvern has to make the save for Moonbeam, as the frost giant's no longer in it.
And the frost giant started its turn in it, right?
No, the frost giant hasn't gone yet.
Nope. Yeah. The wyvern got an 18 though.
Oh, that's right. You pulled it out of the moonbeam. That's fine.
I thought I could make it fall down the cliff.
Is Moonbeam half damage or no damage?
Half.
It's half.
Alrighty then. And then he gets to make a saving throw with the advantage against the laughter.
Indeed. Wisdom 15 is what that is.
And he got a 12, so he's still laughing.
Good, good,
God,
yes,
this
good.
poor thing.
Carrick, you're up.
I would say to Sankin, do you have a rope?
Yeah, why?
I have a plan. Throw me your rope.
Alright, I just dump my bag out and the rope falls out. There.
Toss me the rope.
Yeah, sure, here, have some rope.
Okay, I'm going to
I'm gonna
grab
take
on.
this rope out of my inventory too, just so you know.
I'm gonna say, follow me, if you can. I moved up 15.
Well, I can't right now.
I'm keeping one end of the rope on the ground. I'm holding on to near the top of the other rope.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm saying hasta la vista.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
Oh, alright. He straight up goes into a hidey hole.
Okay.
Oh.
And I climb inside of the hidey hole and I just poke my head down saying, Sankin, come in, it's safe in here.
Okay.
We're just over here hiding to hell back
And,
at you guys. You guys got combat
Can I
head, right?
roll a initiative for Derpy?
Derpy can, I believe, familiar share your initiative.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna have Derpy hold his action to grab the rope and pull it into the hole. Whenever
Okay.
if Sankin comes in.
Casimir.
All right. Does it seem like this wyvern is not listening to me at all? It's now just ignoring me.
It doesn't even know you're there. I know you're trying really hard, but I'm reading the wyvern description, and it straight up says...
I know. I read it also, which made me really sad.
So you
and
understand.
I see the thing that says about tamed wyverns, though. So I was hoping that I could establish myself if it's new master, but I guess I'll just have to kill it.
It's a difficult and deadly challenge, and you decide to trick the not smart wyvern, and now it doesn't even know you're there.
Fine. It's fine. I am very calm and collected as I'm going to start punching it in the back of the head. Do I get advantage?
I will say yes.
Because it's basically a surprise attack?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so 27
That hits.
and a 27.
That hits.
7 and 10. Oh shit, I forgot to do this. Okay. 10. And I'm going to burn a key point to Flurry of Blows. 21, 21. 8 and 12, so another 20.
Okay. Solid damage.
How's it looking?
It's looking pretty hurt. Both wyverns are looking really hurt.
I am not happy about this, okay? I tried to make a friend.
And that's your turn?
That is my turn.
Right,
that is
so
my turn.
The Frost Giant Everlasting one is not...
If anyone could look at Casimir right now, you see like one of those tears that's like, why are you making me do this? Why?
The Grasping Vine, he's not grappled or restrained or anything, right?
No, it basically just reaches out, and at any point, as long as I maintain concentration, I can use it to pull a creature who's 30 feet away, 20 feet directly towards the vine.
So as a
it
bonus
just basically
action,
like some movement, yeah.
So Sankin, you see all this happening as you're locked eyes with this creature's multiple heads, and you see it roaring as it goes into a rage.
Oh, god damn it.
And it is going to sprint off of the statue.
Great. That's terrifying.
And with a natural 31, leap.
Oh, what?
It's a big beefy boy. But hey, if it's sprinting, hopefully it's using its action to run to. So here's hoping.
Well, no, it has the movement.
Oh damn.
And this guy's big.
Yep.
And these frost giants have specifically been sent to stop you from living or escaping.
Yeah.
So it's gonna grab the top of the rope and cut it.
Oh,
that's fine. So is that its action then to cut the rope?
It has 2 attacks.
Hey man,
First
that's
attack
one less attack I have to take
cut the rope.
face.
So the full rope is cut, and now good old Carrick is how high up?
30 feet.
Yeah, 30
He's up
feet.
there.
Yeah, well, yeah. So you're up there, and then it's gonna use its second attack to try and slam down between the buildings for a 24.
Do I have some type of cover because I'm between buildings?
I'll say half.
And that's what, +5, I think? That's still not going to be enough to protect me from it. It's still going to hit because it only takes my AC to 22.
On the bright side, he wasn't two-handing it.
That
Oh,
is
never
on the
mind.
bright
I
side.
lied. That's the damage while he's raging. That's 43 slashing.
Yeah. Bye-bye, guys.
Oh,
I am unconscious.
oh.
Jilgreth.
Yeah.
You have
So-
advantage.
Oh, right, I do. Thank you. I can't see that at all, I bet, yeah? Because I'm kind of around the little curve here and all the way over here. So I just yell up at Kaz, hey, sweet ride. Are you keeping it?
you just see tears pouring down Cass's face.
I take it that's a no. I'm gonna go ahead and Eldritch Blast.
Who?
Here's the first one at advantage.
Who
The The creature that Kaz is riding.
Okay, so 17 for 14.
Okay. And gonna do it again.
You have multiple advantage. What's the advantage from?
My silvery barbs.
It's just on the first one,
Yeah,
though.
it's just the
Oh, first one. Okay,
so
sorry.
A 12 does miss.
Cool.
Any movement?
No, I'm really kind of liking it right here.
Okay, Duden.
I am going to. I'm okay with the attack of opportunity, so I'm going to fly away.
Okay,
I'm going to
it's gonna
fly.
try and claw you. With a 23 to hit
That does hit.
for 18 slashing damage.
All right. All right, and then let's see. What's it say about my bonus action here? Oh no, I just move it on a bonus action. Okay, so I'm going to just be on the other side of the moonbeam, so that I'm in between the dragons and what's his face. God, I hate having 25 feet as a flying speed. And then on the big guy, I am going to cast. Where is it? Oh no, that's a concentration. I cannot do that. Oh, I chose all the worst spells. All right. Well, hopefully, finally, this will work. I'll just cast Guiding Bolt at level 1.
Alright, on the giant.
Yeah.
That hits for 16.
Thank God. And that'll be the end of my turn. Oh, and then, well, no one else will get refresh hit points, except for me,
Okay.
I guess.
So this wyvern
Jesus.
and Cass are going to land in front of Jogreth
Okay.
for a, let's see, a bite attack, which is a 26
Oh, yeah.
for 12 piercing.
Ow.
And then the stinger for a 9, which misses.
Okay.
And you need to give me a concentration check for Hideous
I
Laughter.
know. I would rather not, thank you.
Wyvern is still laughing and Sankin.
All right. One failure.
This wyvern's still laughing, although
This is
he.
this is just a test. I want to see if this actually works from here. I've never tried it. It does work from there. Look at that. Okay, good to know.
Oh, do you not have the bounce back yet?
What are you talking about?
The fire.
No, that's at level. No, that is not until like level 17.
So this wyvern's still in Moonbeam, so it needs to make a con save.
Yes.
Well, he got a natural 1, so roll Moonbeam.
Sweet.
Did your wisdom save, too.
And I did it at level 3.
Okay.
14?
Wow,
And
this is garbage.
Wisdom
Yeah, as I
saving
said, those
throw.
two pretty bad rolls.
The wyvern gets a 17.
Saves.
He is no longer laughing.
Aw.
I'll
He
say.
liked my jokes. I was thinking about dating him.
Oh, I forgot that Fred still gets to go even on his turn down because he gets the stat block stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, Fred gets to do a whole. Fred gets his whole turn.
Oh,
so here's
yeah,
what I'm
go
gonna
with
do.
Fred.
Fred's gonna do the sacrifice play. He's gonna go there, and Fred's gonna try and attack the giant. Fred ain't no pansy.
That's
That's Fred's.
Aw.
That's Fred's turn. Fred's
Alright.
trying.
So this wyvern gets his turn. And it's gonna fly up into the air and try and hit you, Duden.
Oh no.
For a claw attack, which is a 14. And this.
And we already did its
stinger-
damage, right?
Yes.
For the moonbeam.
Yes.
Okay.
So 14 and a
12.
14 to hit you.
They miss.
Carrick.
Question for the DM.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm in my hidey hole,
Yes.
could I put my hands outside of the hidey hole to do fireball?
Let's see here.
This is I can't leave it, but if I put them outside of it.
No, I'm gonna treat it as the same way as the hut, and you have to be outside of it.
Okay, but I am gonna cast fly on myself,
Okay.
and I'll stay in there for the time being.
Alrighty.
Or actually, I am gonna send out Derpy.
Okay.
And what's his movement speed? I do not have a movement speed. Does anybody know movement speed for hawks or for owls?
I think it's 60.
No.
Mm,
The druid in me says 60, but also
it is 60. Yep, it's 60 feet.
Can they dash?
Yeah.
He's gonna dash while trying to avoid everything. Like, kind of, they can't get him.
Okay. The giant doesn't seem interested in Derpy.
To cast Mirror, and he's going to start flapping around frantically, like, we need help. Big bird, like, oh no.
Is Cass
That's
here?
Yes, Cass is here.
Alright, well, it's your turn. And you see this owl flapping frantically.
All right. Well, this is probably one of the dumbest things that Cass has done in a long time, besides trying to ride a wyvern. So 5. So that's one opportunity attack.
Ooh, you're hopping off.
I'm jumping off. So 5, 10.
Natural 20.
All right, roll the damage.
Because it's in GM, that is a 12 and a 4.
So it's 16. 10, 20. You said this one's flying, correct?
Yes, it is, however high Duden is, which I think was 15?
20 feet.
20 feet.
So does it have reach?
It does not. It can't hit you with any of its weapons.
Alright, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Keep track of this accurately. Key point. Bonus action. Dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and I'm going to regret this one probably. 50. Does the... Wait, the giant has reach, doesn't it?
It does.
So I don't leave it.
Mhm.
As I slam with my action. 19 points of healing into Senkin.
Who's gonna heal the healer? The super fast monk who can cross the map in a turn. That's who.
With an almost max roll on my greater healing potion.
nice.
Yeah.
Now, I can't do anything about when you get hit again.
You're right. But I'm laying down and you're in front of me. So
That is true.
and the giant's next.
Yes. Alright, so yeah, that was what I did. I used my action, I used my bonus action, and I used a shit ton of movement.
Alright.
Mhm.
Well, Frost
I am
Giant,
ready with my negative.
Frost Giant Everlasting One.
Yes.
Great Axe to you, because Sankin's on the ground. 15.
Mhm.
Misses.
And then it's going to try and Great Axe you again, because you're in its way. For a 25.
And a silvery.
That
Oh,
hits.
Alright.
But he's silvery barbs.
Let me just make sure. Yep. For a 13.
Misses.
You avoided
Dude,
27 slashing.
I love you.
You're welcome.
I'm just laying there like, oh my god, again.
I can tell you.
Wait, you fall asleep, and you wake up to Cass like panting over you while dodging these swings.
It's less so you're dodging and more so his great axe is connecting with the buildings and destroying the buildings. He's struggling
I
to
picked a
hit
good
you.
place to go down.
You are very lucky that Sankin, that you got health, as he wasn't going to kill you, he was going to pick you up.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Joe
Take you away.
It's alright, I could have still got my body away. So,
Because Jill is the only person in range, I would have given the advantage, the silvery barb's advantage, to Jill.
hey.
Thank you. All right.
Sorry to run and leave you away with my pet.
It's fine.
I
So,
would have said if I was close.
so hear me out. Hear me out. So Cass ran off, and the wyvern attacked Cass, right?
Mm-hmm.
So attention drawn away from me.
6, 7, 8.
No.
No, attention not drawn away
If you
from me.
move, he's also going to try and hit you.
I haven't moved yet. I'm saying right now is his attention drawn away from me.
For the hit that went towards Cass, yes.
Okay, because you said they're not very smart. I kind of want. This is speaking of dumb. Okay, no, it's too dumb. I'm not gonna do it. All right, I'm gonna take a bonus action and just talk to the spirits real quick, and see if they have anything that they can bestow upon me since I am here. In not a very good position. Let's see what we got. 5, 5. Oh. Okay. That doesn't help anybody within my reach. So I guess I'll hold on to that. So that was my bonus action. I am going to stay right where I am and Witchblade this one.
Okay.
Which blade?
I mean Witch Bolt. Yeah, I do mean Witch Bolt, sorry.
With advantage.
Yeah, thank you. And what the hell? Let's go ahead and do that at a higher level, shall we?
Do it.
Well,
Ooh, doggy.
well, it's dead.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
doggy.
Yes!
32 lightning damage. Huzzah.
Alright then. I'm sorry I got its gore splashed on you.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm staying right where I am and hoping that one didn't see where that blast came from.
Okay.
That'll go fine.
Duden.
It'll be fine.
Alright, I'm gonna move the moonbeam to right, like here, right on the giant's bum. So, I have moved it. Are we gonna do damage on its turn?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. So that was my bonus action to do that. I will move. Oh no, this one's still alive, isn't it?
Yep.
The one behind us. How's it looking?
Looking pretty hurt.
Alright. I'm going to hit it with Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Come on.
Wisdom save. He gets a negative one. Natural one is what I meant to say. So 2d12.
Hey, alright. And then 2d12 and then 1d8. That hurts me.
No, that's just
Alright.
1d12.
Oh, hey, alright. I fucked up. I'll take it.
He's on death's door.
Okay, cool. And then I'll look at Jill. I'm like, you got this. And then I'll
No! What?
Okay. Well,
Wait, what?
the wyvern is going to try and attack Jogreth with a bite for 19.
I'm fine. This is fine. Oh yeah, that kind of hits.
For
Just
8
a little bit.
piercing. He's going to try and hit you with its stinger for 19 again. For 11
Yep.
piercing. Ooh, silvery barbs. Okay.
That'll be my
Yep.
last one.
Well, it still hits. As it rolled a 21 for the silvery barbs. So you take 11 piercing from the stinger, and I need a DC 15 con save.
Wait, 11 more? That was a third attack?
No, not third attack, just 11 straight.
Oh, okay. I
I
got
need a DC 15
Sorry.
con save.
Okay. Here we go.
You
Oof.
take 28 poison damage.
Oh no.
And
Left you to die.
Sankin, you suddenly awaken to this raging frost giant, multi-headed frost giant carving into the buildings above you, as Casimir is also above you.
Oh, Casimir, I fucked up, but I got a plan. You gotta trust me. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, I
cast-
forgot I
cast-
wasn't...
Cash just nods.
All right, so first of all, I'm going to have Fred use his movement, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, to slip between us and fall to the ground out of flight. So he's just going to drop, and he'll take that 3d6 damage, so I can roll it if you want. Fred's going to take 9 damage right off the cuff.
Okay.
So, all right, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, then immediately at that point, Fred's going to grab me and Casimir and teleport us 15 feet over here. So, wham,
Okay,
wham,
so
wham,
behind the
using
buildings.
his fiery teleport. Yes. And I'm going to then use half of my movement.
Does he
And
need
you
to
said this
saving
thing looked-
throw for the damage? Teleport?
No, because it's within 5 feet.
Okay.
So I can take everything with it, and things that are friendly have to do it, and
Got
it was that way. All right, and you said this thing's looking pretty messed up.
The wyvern?
Oh, how's the giant looking?
Fresh as can be.
All right, great. So I am going to use half my movement to stand up. I'm going to use my 5th level spell to summon a large draconic spirit right there, and I'm going to summon a amethyst dragon. This
Ooh.
creature is large, so please make it big for me. Which means that the dragon does force damage, and I also have resistance to force damage. But it's going to immediately, because it takes its stuff on my turn. It's a con spell. So it's going to go ahead and take 2 rend attacks. And then it's going to do a breath attack. And so it uses my spell attack for all of these. Oh, this thing also has 50 hit points. So 50 and a 19 AC. So, yeah, let me do that here. So it's going to do its 2 rend attacks against the thing, which is an 18 to hit,
Hits.
and a 22 to hit.
Both hit.
All right, so it does this plus 5. Yeah, so 1d6 plus 9 twice. So 13 force damage plus 10 force damage, and then it needs to make a dex save, DC 17, or take, wow, really bad, 3 force damage.
Well, he rolls a 16.
Cool, so he takes a grand total of all of that plus 10 total. So
26.
So
Okay.
26 force damage, and I have half my movement left, so I'm going to use the 15 feet that I still have of movement, and 5, 10, 15, and hope that I'm enough out of the way and the dragon is enough of a distraction that I can get one more chance at not dying here.
Okay.
But yeah, I threw the dragon in front of him as a distraction for both me and Casimir because, this thing's big. So,
All right. Carrick.
turn.
Question: how tall is it, and what is its reach?
Well, you're 30 feet up.
Basically, what I'm asking is if I leave the hidey hole, will it hit me?
Well, let's find out. Okay, well, you're 30 feet up. He's standing at about maybe 18 feet tall.
So would I just be like 2 feet higher?
Maybe.
You know what? I'm going to leave,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to cast my final second level spell. If I can find it. Where?
Okay.
Go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 while I'm still up in the air. I'm like still 30 feet up.
Mhm.
And I'm going to cast a spell at him. A cantrip.
All right.
I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
That hits
Nice.
for 11 fire damage. Okay.
And I will drop down 30 feet.
Oof.
That's it.
All right. Casimir.
How's it looking now? That's taking some damage. Still pretty fresh.
It's not under 100 yet.
Ooh. But it's under 200. Excellent. That's
I mean,
progress, boys.
You're always under 200 if you never have 200.
That's very true. Is this on the ground or up in the air?
Pretty much flying in his face.
Okay, cool. So I could go underneath it?
Yeah, it's a large creature, so I mean, probably sneak under his feet if you really want to.
5, 10, 15. And I'm gonna do some monk things on it.
Mhm.
Shins.
And I'm gonna make these first two stunning, if I can, or at least
Alright.
attempt to. Let's see if they hit. 27
Hits.
hit. Right, for 11.
Okay.
DC 18, con save.
Okay.
It's probably got some stupid high con.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 30.
Oh.
Cool. Okay.
Ooh.
Alright, cool. Well, that's 20 hit
That hits.
for 11 more.
11.
Go ahead
more.
and roll me another 30, please.
That is a 26. And I will
Cool.
say,
Alright.
I do know your attacks are magical, but you do notice that they aren't doing their full force.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. Then I'm not going to. Let me see here. All right. Then, as my bonus action, which I wish I would have seen that before I did the first attack or after the first attack, but that's okay. No one sees it really, but the inky tattoos that are hidden under Cass's sleeves drop down as he activates his Eldritch Claw tattoo
Ooh.
as a bonus action. So I activate the Eldritch Maul ability, which turns all of my strikes into force damage
Alright.
and has a 15-foot reach. And I know I'm probably going to take an attack, but I'm going to go so I am back to where I started.
So you're going 15 feet back?
Yep, I'm taking that attack of opportunity.
And he slams down his great axe for a 24.
24. Oh, that just hits with because I have half coverage, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So
How bad?
24 for 29.
29. All right. And that's my turn.
Well, it's his turn, and he can't squeeze in here, so he's just gonna swing at this dragon in his face.
All right, good. it's literally just a meat shield. That's what I
An 18.
misses.
And
It's more so like it throws up a
1.
force wing and it bounces.
Oh,
Yay, dragon meat shield.
Oh, yeah, and the moonbeam. So con save for the moonbeam. He gets a 20. So half damage.
still 7.
Yeah.
No, that ain't
Better than
bad.
Alrighty, and that's his turn. Jilgreth.
Oh, snap. I forgot
Alright.
Children's almost down. Okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
The wyvern is
whatever,
also
it's fine.
almost dead.
Rip.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna do something stupid and dramatic, but I guess what I will do with my 3 points. Okay, let's just be sure. Gonna cast Hex. First of all,
Okay.
make sure we got Hex on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to toll the dead.
Alright, wisdom
Ooh.
saving throw.
Wisdom 15.
He gets a 14.
Hmm. That felt good.
And he is dead.
Alrighty.
Wow.
And I just collapse into the snow. Dramatically.
You're gonna go where it's colder.
So
You
that's
did
your
not
turn?
think this through.
Alright.
It's my turn.
Duden. The frost
I'm
giant's
going to
below
cast-
100 now, by the way, guys.
Alright.
Yay!
I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon at 4th level. I'm going to drop them right here.
Well, that hits.
Awesome.
Jesus.
Sweet.
Alright, what's the damage on it? Who's got the math for me?
It's gonna be 20.
27.
Yeah. Well, hold on. It's gonna be more than that. 'Cause it's gonna be
Oh.
20, 27 plus 2, 29.
29.
It's got two
No,
more.
no, that's. Wait, why is it a 0.49 times 2?
I don't know. I probably tried to roll less than half, but I don't know. But anyway, 29.
Okay. Alright, 29.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so that was my bonus action. And then I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Is that correct? Yeah. And then I will cast... What am I wasting all these spell slots for? I'm going to shoot him with the crossbow.
That hits.
All right.
Nice.
I started the day with this, and then all of a sudden I'm like, let me just use all my spell slots. Okay.
Alright.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Sankin. I got a question. Have
Uh-huh.
you pooped your pants yet?
Sankin already went down once. There's no poop left in his body. It burned away.
It burned
Alright,
away.
so-
That's a
Alright.
quote.
I dig into my pockets, looking for something very specific that I've been saving for a while to an emergency situation, just like this. I yell out verbally to my dragon to fuck up that giant. I look at Fred and I'm like, "You too," and I grab this twig and I snap it over my knee, and all the friendly creatures within 30 feet of me instantly regain 40 hit points as I break my twig of life.
Oh, nice.
You break
Oh.
the twig of life. It is used up.
It
Disappears.
is used up.
But everyone in that aura gets 40 hit points.
Yeah. So I'm glad you moved down to where you moved to, Carrick, because you let me heal you with it. So Twig of Life is now gone forever. But as my... Oh, I didn't mean to click that. I just kind of clicked on the wrong thing.
You don't know why it had magic in it, but it had magic in it.
Right? As my bonus action, Fred's gonna fly back up his 30 feet in the air, because Fred's a good old boy, and he's gonna throw a flame seed at the guy
Okay.
for
That
22
hits.
to hit for 7. And then my Draconic Spirit, whose turn is immediately after mine, but does whatever I say without me having to burn an action to do it, he's gonna go ahead and take 2 attacks. first one is going to be a rend. The second one is going to be a rend as well. So a 14
Misses.
and a 23.
Hits.
That's this much plus 5 force damage. So 13 force damage. And then I need a dex save, DC 17. As it unleashes.
Let's see. He gets a 13.
Cool. So he then unleashes. I see like rends 2 like force claws. He unleashes reddish, bluish, greenish like breath of force damage. It takes 4 damage, but hey, it's damage. And then me being me, I'm gonna, I was in a pretty good spot. I think I'm gonna move 1 step closer to this, so I'm even more covered by this building. And just yell out, fuck.
I picture you like pressing yourself back against the building, like panting, like sweet Jesus, no!
You're Timmy from Jurassic Park in the kitchen.
Yep. I'm sliding down, just holding on to my moonstick.
All right, Carrick.
Teetering back and forth.
The frost giant does not look good.
It does not. Whew.
What's Carrick doing? Carrick, you are muted.
Carrick did not know he was muted. I need 1 second to read this.
I figured by the few seconds of silence, I was like, maybe I should look in Discord.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna cast a. Level will that be? A 4th. So I'm flying 30 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm choosing for protection is the dragon. Or actually, you know what? Can I get a 30-foot radius item, please?
You want a fireball?
Yes.
I'll say you can place it on this side or this side over here to not hit anyone.
Right here. Actually, no, I'll put it right here so it hits Duden.
Alright, so dex
Duden
save.
Specifically.
Right, dex save?
But I am gonna spell sculpt to save Duden.
Alright, the fire
And I am
giant.
casting at 4th level.
The frost giant fails his dex save.
Where are you at?
It'd be 96.
So I'm gonna have to roll an additional one. Or, no, I'll just do that, actually.
The fireball goes off, and Sankin doesn't see it, but Carrick, Casimir, and the others see it as the frost giant everlasting one, is engulfed in flames and immediately burns to a crisp.
Nice.
Into nothing but
Nice.
And just to, as you get your breath, just to kind of speed everything along a little bit, because it's 12:42, we're almost at the end of time, and I don't want to force you guys through another long fight. I'll show you what you missed out. If we had more time, you would have came here, you would have fought some Draconians, and a Draco Hydra.
Another Hydra creature.
Nice. Those things are mean.
Yeah.
Well, since we're speeding through, I'm gonna cast a healing spell on Jilgreth because
Okay, and then
nice like
I'm just laying in the snow, going, it's fine. I'm back here. I killed 2 wyverns. Don't worry about me.
You guys eventually find all the goodies, and you see that all the fog, which you didn't notice before, the mountains were covered in fog. As you reach this place, you get the jeweled dragon eggs. The fog dissipates, and you see beyond this mountain point, on the opposite side of the mountains from where you came from, is a beautiful landscape full of cherry blossom trees, and you see a large gate which you are brought to, or you bring the delivery to.
Just out of curiosity, are they actual dragon eggs, or are they just jeweled?
They are jeweled to look like them.
Okay.
But you bring the goodies to the gate, you hand them over, and you are welcome. Kind of like if anyone's played World of Warcraft, this is like Mist of Pandaria, as the fog disappears, and you are welcome into what I've named the Kadajian Empire, which is a large, sprawling empire beyond the mountains of Erden. And so now this is a playable location any other DMs can run stuff in.
It's a cool map.
It is, and I even have a work-in-progress world map, so excuse how horrible it is. But this is my work-in-progress world map. It is mostly farmlands. And eventually you go back to the estate of, you find your way to Sir Jasper Montgomery Sr.'s estate. You're each awarded 1,000 gold and are led to his armory, where you're each given an item. Carrick, you are given a, let me find it real quick. As I look up the item, you are given a thick, scorched spellbook that immediately reeks of smoke and like sulfur, and you can see it has crackling energy all across it, as you are given the Fulminating Treatise, which is a spellbook.
May I ask what it does?
I'm sure someone is faster than me on these items.
Here.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what it does.
Casimir, you are given a fine ring that has a singular jewel in the middle of it, which Sir Jasper tells you is a ring of free action.
Nice.
Lovely.
That would have been great in Entangle. You're just like, bah, just run through the Entangle.
Duden, you are given this large warhammer. It is a nicely shining warhammer. You are given the Sun Forger.
Oh shit.
Sounds cool.
Jogreth,
Yes.
Holy smokes.
you are given a Pearl of Power.
Oh shit, that is a cool ass
Thank
weapon.
you.
And he also gives you a Potion of Maximum Power.
Ooh.
And
That's solid.
for Sankin,
Still looking scared.
it's very funny what you told me earlier, considering this is an item that I looked at and was planning on giving you.
Yeah.
You're given a nice staff made of fine carved wood. You're given the Staff of the Woodlands.
Ooh.
Oh, boss.
What's funny is the item I said first was here. Initially, I said I want the Gauntlets of Ogre Power so I could go fisticuffs with the giant, but now I regret that decision.
I will say,
Well,
I almost gave you a flamethrower. I almost gave you the Pyro Converger.
What is that?
It is a flamethrower. It is from Ravnica.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
But you are all given your items. You're all given 1,000 gold, and eventually find your way. Whether you want to head back to the guild hall to tell the others of the smoke and fog that have disappeared and the uncovery of this empire that was on the other side of the mountains, or if you wish to head to the empire itself, spend some time there, that is up to you. But for now, everyone say goodbye to YouTube.
bye, you
Bye,
two.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Happy dungeon delving, and as always, good pie and stay sweet, everyone. Peace.